Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
Well, if you're listening on a podcast, you can't hear this, but we are at One Buck Place this morning as training camp is going on right behind me as we see the beautiful flags flying. There we go. And football season is officially here. My man, Peter Blake, I wish you could be out here. I know you're going to be out here tomorrow and some of the other days, but you got to hang in the studio today to make sure everything runs well while I give you all some insights after what we've seen from this morning. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, buddy. Happy hump day as always.
Hump day.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for football season. I think there's a lot of Bucs fans out there chopping at the bit, ready to see what happens here. You know, some of the stories, some of the position battles, if you will. Will Trent Wirfs get signed? What's the latest with Randy Gregory? I mean, so many things to talk about here. Of course, the Rays winning last night. And then on top of that, I got some Jake Paul stuff for you just here on the JP Peterson Show. So happy hump day, man. Good morning, partner. And definitely we got some big plans. If they allow us to do what we do here, we'll bring the evolution right there at Bucs training camp.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been chatting to the Bucs here for a little bit. They're trying to get all their ducks in a row. They have a lot of have a lot of rights holders in terms of NFL Network, local rights holders that are allowed to pay a lot of money, by the way, to stream live from training camp. So they're allowing us to do where we can come to you live from here just outside the field, and which is nice because I get to go into practice and see everything that we saw this morning. Got some great stuff, some great content for you. And they're going to work around and see what their partners will basically allow and agree to. And hopefully we can get a little bit more foothold here, and we'll see what happens. But we really appreciate the Bucs for letting us get out here today and give you the content, which is the most important thing. So we appreciate them really working with us. We're the non-corporate media, right? We're the little guys, and they really give us a lot of deference. They credential us. They give us a lot of access. So we really, really appreciate them. And hopefully we'll all be able to get out here and get you some great coverage. So without further ado, let's get it going. And the big story today is Tristan Wirfs.
Okay.
Tristan Wirfs is out here practicing, which I don't think any of us expected. He's going full. They're just in shorts today, and it's hot as hell, by the way. But he was out here going full reps with the first team. Just watched some of the first team drills that they did, and we'll get to some of those plays in just a little bit. We can't tell you everything because we're not allowed to kind of tell any strategical things that are going on, but we can certainly comment on what we've seen in terms of their performance. But I think the big news right here is Tristan Wirfs, and we said this yesterday, Peter. You look around the league and teams got issues. Hassan Reddick isn't showing up. Jordan Love isn't practicing. There's drama with the Jets. There's drama all over, right? Guys are trying to get their contracts. So you have a guy here who's going to be the highest paid tackle in probably highest paid offensive lineman in football. He doesn't have to be out here. He could be sitting at home. He could be doing a hold in where he's not practicing and just watching, but he decided to get out here and sweat with his guys and be out here practicing and learning this new offense. And, we've talked about it a lot, and it bears repeating. This is not normal. This is not what happens in NFL circles. Guys don't do this in this day and age. It's all about, protecting their bag. And is Tristan Wirfs taking a risk by coming out here? Well, it was day 2 doing these same type of activities that Ryan Jensen hurt his knee. Yeah. And it ended up being a career-ending injury. So this is no small gesture by Tristan Wirfs, in my opinion. But I think it speaks to the commitment of the leaders of this team. And it's just it's that kumbaya feeling you get with this team. Yep. That these guys are all on the same page. Mike Evans took less money. Baker Mayfield took less money. I don't know if Tristan Wirfs is going to take, quote, less money. He's going to get plenty. But this is what this team is all about. It's team chemistry. It's love for one another. That's the only reason Tristan Wirfs is out here. I'm sure his agent probably advised him not to do it, but he's out here and he's working. And it wasn't just the individual drills; he was working in team drills as well. So I think that's a hell of a commitment from Tristan Wirfs, and I think it speaks to where this team is at from a chemistry standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, a lot of people, a lot of fans were, kind of like, is this going to be a thing? And that's what you always have to worry about, the distraction, right? I mean, you look at Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets just missing, having those unexcused absences. Tristan Wirfs, we know what a stand-up guy is. We know what a stand-up player, and we know that Jason Licht will take care of his own players. We've seen that in the offseason with Antoine Winfield Jr., and we've seen it with Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. So, I have faith in Jason Licht that he'll get this done. I wasn't worried about it. And any day now, JP, because, that I asked the question, eventually that question is going to come here, and we're going to be able to figure out when that boat parade is going to happen. So I'm counting down the days. I'm counting down the hours. I'm counting down the minutes and the seconds when that deal gets done, and I believe it will get done. But you're exactly right, and that's what Tristan Wirfs has brought to this team ever since he came on the scene as a rookie, going in there in that situation to start at right tackle. He's been tremendous, one of the best young tackles in the game, and most likely will become not only the highest paid left tackle in the game, but the best left tackle in the game. And of course, we got open phone lines for Bucs fans. If you guys want to talk about your team, what are you looking forward to? What rookie? I know Graham Barton is going to be the popular response, but is there somebody else? Bucky Irvin, Chris Braswell, Jalen McMillan. Are you looking forward to seeing those guys? Why or why not? 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 on the JP Peterson Show.
Well, let me, and to amplify what you said, Peter, not only, were there issues in OTAs with other teams, there were no issues in OTAs with this team. Everybody showed up. And even the non-mandatory, almost everybody was here every single day. And again, if this is not normal, this is not, it's not what you see going around in the NFL. And I think it also speaks to the leadership of these players, because that's what it comes down to. It's Baker Mayfield saying, to Mike Evans and even Tristan Wirfs, like, he doesn't have to say it, right? He doesn't even have to say it. Right. He knows, he knows what Baker Mayfield doesn't have to say it. They all know they're in this together, and they're going to show up and they're going to work, because that's what it takes. They have a new offense here. And let me get into some of the content of the day of what I saw here today.
Okay.
I'm trying to get those beautiful Bucs flags in the background. I love it.
You're doing like, man, like I need to go to this shot here. Let me see if I can go to this shot really quick. Okay. Now, now look, you see right there, he's man on the street. Okay. He's doing his thing right there. You got the Bucs flags in the background. Yeah. I remember trying to do that on game day. Let me go back to the wide shot there. Trying to go on game day and try to do a live shot with the flags in the background. And you got to get, the perfect, it's got to look good. And it looks good right now, man. You're doing a good job there on the scene.
We got the flags in the back. There we go.
Yeah, we got the flags in the background.
All right, beautiful.
You want me to go single shot here with you or what?
What's that?
You want me to go single shot? You want me to be on the screen?
No, you can jump in here. Stay in here with me.
Okay.
So one of the first thing I noticed about team drills, and even in the when they were practicing kind of 7-on-7, there is a much better tempo to this offense. Last year coming out to training camp, and you see the offense would like run a play, and there'd be like 45 seconds, a minute. There'd be some teaching going on. And probably there was more of but this is a new one install as well, right? This is it's an install. There's some carryover, but it's a new install. There's none of that here. Liam Cohen's offense is click, 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 click. They're running a play. They're going to the huddle. They're coming back and running a play probably every 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell me? It tells me these guys are on their stuff. They know their assignments. There's just a tempo and an attention to detail that you see out here that was maybe not present last year. And maybe I didn't pick up on it last year as much, because you see the difference. I mean, it's much crisper. It's got a better feel for it in terms of the tempo of the offense, which I think is important when you're talking about day one at training camp. And this goes back to OTAs. When everybody's there and everybody's working and everybody's been in the building for most of the offseason, when day one of training camp hits, it's not a bunch of missed assignments like we saw a lot of, maybe more last year. And of course, it was Baker's first year. So the chemistry between the players already exists. There's a new install, but the chemistry between your quarterback and receiver and offensive line, the ones that are still part of from last year, that matters. And so you got that carryover, but there's definitely a crispness and an up tempo to the team that we saw. And first, right out of the gate, and I was talking about this with Scott Reynolds on the sideline, Baker Mayfield does not get enough credit for his arm strength. His arm strength and his accuracy is elite. It is elite. And you can see that in the numbers in terms of the velocity, when he's been clocked. You see that in terms of your eyes. You watch, there was a throw he made in team where he had to step up in the pocket, got a little pressure from the outside, steps up in the pocket in a very crowded pocket and rips a 25-yard over the middle deep crosser to Mike Evans and hits him right in the freaking hands. Just a beautiful throw. There was a little combination cover 2 route where the inside slot guy, and I want to give any strategy. It's a basic route. Every team runs this play, but it's you got to throw it into the seam. Like you got to throw it behind the corner and in front of the safety. And boy, he hits Godwin right in stride. Perfect spiral. The tight spiral on his football, when you're out here watching it at field level, right on the sideline, it's super impressive. It's really, really impressive. He's got an elite arm, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that. I really don't. So that was one observation. Tristan Wirfs. Just having him out here and his leadership and the way I can't overemphasize when you watch him up close and we're like 10, 15 yards away. His get off, his speed, his feet. Like when you watch offensive linemen, at least for me, I watch their feet. And that tells me how good of an athlete they are. And you watch Tristan Wirfs' feet, he's got the feet of a running back. He really does. He's so light on his feet. He's so quick on his feet. His balance, he doesn't lumber like a 330-pound man. He just doesn't. He moves like a running back at about 100. And with that girth and that size and that speed, he's just a tremendous, tremendous athlete. And I never get tired of watching him and his technique in training camp stuff. Like, I know I'm a football nerd. I'm a complete football nerd, but I just love it. And you know who else has feet like that?
Join the crowd, by the way, because I'm a football nerd too, and always been a football nerd, and I love it. I love football.
You know who else who has feet and size like that? Graham Barton.
Yeah,
Graham Barton. And by the way, he's going to be the starter. He's running first team, and no shock there. But that guy, when you watch his feet, and you saw it on film, but now when I watch it out here in person, the way he fires off the ball, with the quickness that he fires off the ball, and he's it's so funny, and I don't mean this in a mean way at all. Robert Hainsey is like a 220-pound dude who weighs 310. He's kind of got a big gut. He's got a small hips, small frame. Graham Barton is a 315-pound man that looks like I don't want to say skinny, but his shoulders are big and his hips are big, but he doesn't look fat in any way. He is a naturally built 315-pound, 6'4" man. And he's got feet. I'm not going to say like Tristan Wirfs because Tristan's elite. But I would say Tristan's a 10. I would say Graham Barton's a solid 8.5, 9. He comes off the ball. And when if you've watched really good offensive linemen, they come in low and they flip their hips and they kind of move up, right? And they seal off the player on the backside. He is so fluid in that motion. It's just he fires off 2, 3, 4 steps. He goes down, and then he comes up, and he gets under the guy he's blocking. And his technique is it's perfect. It's the football nerd in me again. It's like watching a 315-pound ballet dancer. He just moves so fluidly. And that's what you really pick up out here that you can't see on tape. You can't really see in the game because the distance is there. But when you watch it up this close, you really get a feel for it. And you look at the other linemen, the ones that are, good. They're all professional NFL linemen. They're tremendous athletes. Even Hainsey. They're all tremendous athletes. But there's guys that are different than others. There's some guys that are just different than others, the way they move. And Graham Barton is one of those guys, and Tristan Wirfs is one of those guys. So I know this sounds like just ridiculous hype for a guy that's never played an NFL game, but there's a reason why he was considered the best center in the draft. And for the Bucs to pick where they are to get the best center in the draft, which was, as I said during the entire offseason, their number one most important need, I thought, is a stroke of genius. It's serendipity without question. Mm-hmm. And I think, in 2 or 3 years, we're going to be sitting here saying, that draft pick was a freaking steal. And it helped the Bucs in an area where they were so desperately in need and had deficient play since Ryan Jensen went down. So to me, those are the two biggest takeaways that I had just watching these guys in terms of their offensive line technique. Really, really impressive.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's going to be important. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I'm watching and looking for is how improved is this offensive line. And even Todd Bowles points this out. We can go to that footage here in a little bit, talking about the offensive line and the continuity of it. And I think Bucs fans have to be excited because you do have Tristan Wirfs on the outside. You do have Luke Goedeke. You have Mauch going into his second year at the right guard. Cody Mauch, I'm sorry. The left guard situation. Is it Brederson? Is it Opeta?
He was running with the ones today.
Okay.
I didn't see. I'm not sure if I saw Opeta.
Mm-hmm. Is it Klein? Is it a guy like Klein?
I was watching. I'm glad you mentioned it because I watched him for a little bit. He's not the athlete that Graham Barton and Wirfs are. He's not in that category. But he moves really well. I like his quickness. And he's big. There's guys that look like they're that should weigh that much, and there's guys that you go, they put on a lot of weight to get to that, right? And Klein looks a very natural 305, 310 pounds, big hips, big dude, and he doesn't lumber either. He's got a nice quickness to him. I think he's got some work to do technique wise, but I like what I saw for a 6th-round pick. Offensive lineman, and his tape is probably better than his individual work. Because you used to look at his tape, it's hard to tell because not always playing against the best competition at the lower level where he played. But I'll be interested when the pads come on to see what he does in terms of moving people. The offensive guards are typically not going to be the most, that's the least athletic position I think you see on the offensive line typically. So we'll see. We'll see how he pans out. But I like what I saw today.
Yeah, I think you have to. Do you want to go out to some of these comments? Because we have plenty of comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Hit me.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's go out to Bucs Rays Bolts. Randy Gregory needs to go because he has not shown up to training camp and, of course, mandatory mini camp for the 3 days. Already being charged, $106,000 and could be upwards every day he misses. Over $50,000 along with preseason checks. I mean, what do you make of that situation? Because putting it out there in social media, because you know me, I like to stir it up a little bit. That's what I do here.
Oh, yeah, you do.
JP Peterson Show on Facebook. Everybody, the majority of it is get rid of him. He's got AB, AB tendencies. What is he?
No, he's not in that category. Come on now, people.
Not yet. But he's kind of quit on this.
That's an elite crack job level right there. Where you're talking AB, we're not even near that. Come on, $20
million for Jason Licht, $2 million with incentives. I mean, is it time to cut your losses if he doesn't show up here in the next couple of days, JP?
Well, it's interesting. I didn't mention a word about Randy Gregory in my monologue because it's not worth mentioning. It's not. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because this was a guy that they signed. They needed some edge rushing talent. They took a flyer on this guy. He's got the body. He's got some experience. He's got that edge rusher, long arms type, swatting the ball from the blind side type look to him. And, can we get this guy in here? Can we get his head right? Can we get him to lock in with the rest of these guys since we got such great culture here to get him involved in it? And if not, we just cut him and we don't lose anything. His contract is not guaranteed, and he's if he's going to get in, if he's not going to show up, and I understand he's involved in this lawsuit with the NFL, and he's trying to force them to not test him or not fine him when he tests positive, because he's kind of in a different spot because of his history. And if they keep changing the rules, the bottom line is, there's no reason that these guys should be punished at all for smoking marijuana. It's just not. We're past that. It's done. So I don't want to rip on this guy. I don't want to, and I think fans are really ripping on him. He's a dude that just, this is how he has to use that. He has to use it to cope with life. I get it. It's better than hard pharmaceuticals, in my opinion, but weed stores can't advertise on the NFL yet, so
because they can't can't monetize it, and they can't regulate it, and that's what it's all about. And so
I don't want to dump on the guy. Just leave him alone, let him go. But he's not a factor here. I don't think he's going to be a factor, and it's not worth talking about. There's too many good players out here that we need to talk about. It didn't work. They took a flyer. Nope, no harm done. Move on.
Yeah, absolutely. And the rotation was going to be him. You're looking forward to Yaya Diaby, and you got Anthony Nelson there. You also drafted Braswell in the second round. So we'll see how that all plays out. And then, of course, you got the JTS who, hopefully eventually can be productive. He hasn't been able to do that. So this is a big year for him. Nathan says, hello, JP, sweating it out. Peterson, by the way, give us a weather forecast. What's it feeling like out there? 90 degrees with humidity?
It's freaking hot, bro. It's hot. I'm standing here right outside the training camp gates. Practice, I guess, just got over because I don't hear any more moving around.
Okay.
Yeah, it's free. I'm out here sweating for you guys.
I know.
I'm doing this for you. I'm not in the cushy tent over there.
Yeah.
With the AC blowing on me.
Right.
I'm not over there complaining that people aren't bringing me water fast enough, like some of those guys. I'm not doing that. I'm out here sweating for you guys, giving you all the content because I want to be out here and watch some football.
That's it.
We might get some shade later on in the week. We'll see.
Yeah.
But now, I'm just going to, stand here with the beautiful flags in the background right outside training camp. And hey, I saw ESPN set up outside the training camps, so they're not always inside either. So Here we are. We're content driven.
That's
we don't care how, we care how it looks, but it doesn't have to be pretty. But yeah, I'm out here sweating for you, Nathan. It's right. I got a brow working right now. There's a lot of sweat in this gorgeously manicured goatee.
There you go.
Yeah.
The lovely.
I'm here doing it for you guys.
The lovely Ash loves that. Absolutely loves that. I bet. Randy, because I got high, Gregory will be cut.
Because I got high. Afro Man.
Yes.
One of my favorite songs ever.
Absolutely.
By the way, you got to hear his new parody song out of Afro Man.
Oh, really?
It's a little political. It's fantastic.
Oh, geez.
Google it. Afro Man.
Google
the new "Cause I Got High."
All right.
With a little political spin to it. It's freaking tastic. Yes.
All right. Nathan says Brian Ford is awesome and wise. Absolutely. We've had him.
Hey, Brian Ford. We got a Brian Ford story already. Citing COO of the Bucks. He's walking up and down the bleachers. And he's taking pictures, not in the picture. He's taking the pictures. He's taking pictures for fans to be the photographer. How about that? Handing out water, handing out popsicles. What other COO of an NFL team is out there doing that?
I don't think none.
He's out there sweating for the fans, just like me.
Absolutely zero.
He's a Seminole. He's an FSU guy, baby.
Wait a minute. Did you say Seminole? Hold on a sec here. Hold on. All right.
Thank you. I needed that. By the way, flights are booked. Hotels are all booked. Now we're working on getting a pub to host the JP Peterson Show live from Dublin. How about that?
Oh, that's beautiful.
How about that?
Awesome. That's awesome. Good stuff.
We're going to be out here. We're out here at training camp. We're going to Dublin to cover the FSU game. Who else is doing that for you?
No, I don't know.
Are the big money guys doing that for you? No. Are we doing it for you? Yeah. Sponsored by the Jeeves Law Group, by the way, JEEVES lawgroup.com. So, we're here giving it to the fans, giving you up-close access as best we can. So, let's tell your friends, tell your neighbors, support the show.
That's it. Support the show there.
Send us money. By the way, you can go on our link tree anytime and give us a tip. Give Peter a tip. He needs a tip.
I definitely need a tip here. I need a tip of financial advice with my 4 jobs there, but everything's going.
Yes.
my friend. Everything's going well right now. I'm out there Ubering and the Tesla, so it's not too bad. Want to go out to John here. Vikings extended their OT. Darisaw, 4 years, $113 million. Of course, Penei Sewell also got extended. So that's the market right now with Tristan Wirfs, and you have to believe, once again, that Jason Licht is going to look at that. Agents are going to look at that, and that's where you start your negotiations. Let's go out to Nathan. Free advertising, free word of mouth. The marketing by Ford is strong.
Yes.
Absolutely, Wirfs is the best. John says Christian Darrisaw was the 23rd pick in 2021 draft by the Vikings. His new $113 million with $77 million guaranteed. I mean, again, that's where you're going to go, right? That's the blueprint where you're going to start. Probably go higher than that, correct?
Yeah, and the cap's going up, so it's not gonna hurt this team. And listen, when we say players take less money, everybody's in a different situation. Baker Mayfield was the number 1 overall pick. He made a lot of money. Okay,
Yeah.
his second Baker Mayfield was looking for a place that wanted him, that he felt comfortable, and wasn't going to crap on him like in Cleveland and Carolina, and he found it. So to him, it was taking less money. It was about his decision, to leave more money to sign Mike Evans, to sign Antoine Whitfield Jr., who are, at earlier parts of their career, maybe haven't made as much money, right? So everybody's situation is different. And, these guys are making decisions that are best for them. I think Baker made a great decision. And I think Mike Evans made a great decision. I think they all are. And Tristan Wirfs, for him being out here, that tells me that contract is imminent. Like, it's imminent. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they announced it very, very soon for him to be out here working.
It would be nice if they did it while we're on air. And, of course, we've had that luck before with breaking stories. So who knows? If something happens here on the JP Peterson Show, we got you covered. Let's go out to Nathan here. Tristan Wirfs' foot speed. That's because of his wrestling background.
Yes.
That's major thing there. Let's go out to Derek Stevens. Bull said best shaped team in his tender. Can't wait. So excited. I think, again, that's a lot of fans out there. That's one of the many reasons you will get paid by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is, again, showing up, doing your job, even though you don't have a contract. It's the commitment, not only to the new contract, because I know they want to get paid, but it's also about something more. And once again, if you watch this Todd Bowles speech, he says it best. It's not just about winning the division. It's about winning a Super Bowl. That's right. That's what it's all about. And it's a common goal at this point. Let's go out to Nathan. Cody has put some weight on, not as much muscle, had hoped for, but his size is bigger. Have you noticed that? I mean, put on some more.
He looks like he's put on muscle too. I don't think he's just added fat, and I saw him in street clothes a couple months ago at the All-Star event. So he looks very natural, but he looks bigger. And he came out early, if I'm not mistaken. So he's still a young kid. He's still getting his man weight, So that and he looks good. He looks really good. He's a really good athlete. All these guys on the offensive line are really good athletes, which kind of goes to what, and this is another noticeable difference, and we can't get into strategy and formations and stuff, but I'll just tell you from a spread standpoint, the running game looks, I have to be careful what I say. I don't want to, they don't want us giving out any strategy things, but I think if Liam Cohen, you can turn on the tape and see what he does. He spreads the field. And it's very, very noticeable. Very, very noticeable out here. There's more room for guys to run. Bucky Irving had a run. I couldn't tell if he was caught in a hole or not, but there was a nice little gap, and he just exploded through that thing and into the second level. Like, I haven't seen a Buccaneer running back do probably since Warwick Dunn. It was explosive and it was impressive. And the other thing you see about Bucky Irving, and it's always, if you watch the great Marshall Faulk, the great pass catching running backs in the game, right? Their transition from catching the ball to running, right? That's the key. That little moment where you focus on the ball, you snatch it, and you get your head around, and you're running. You're becoming a running back quicker. Some guys labor to catch the football, like they labor to catch it. You can tell that they're They're really focusing on it because they're not natural catchers of the football. And it's like, okay, I got it now. Now I'm going to run. But the great ones is one motion. It's snatch and run. It's snatch and run. The transition from catcher to running back is instantaneous. There's not even a transition. It's like a great golf swing. It's just fluid, right? And Bucky Irving, I saw run it. He ran a little flat route, and he snatched that ball, and he was already at top speed as he was coming out of the catch. And that's what the great. I think Rachaad White is great at it too. I think Rachaad White is really good at making that transition. But Bucky Irving he has got a totally different gear, and he's built different, right? Rashad's a much bigger back, and that size, that diminutive size lower to the ground, makes him harder to tackle in open space as well. It's not as big a target. So I think the Bucs are, if you don't get that ball in his hands 4 to 6 times a game in the passing game, you're missing opportunities for explosive plays. Again, guys that you can see out here that move differently with the naked eye. Those are the guys, and it's one of the reasons I love coming out here. That's what catches your eye. And I would say 9 times out of 10, it transfers to the football field when you start seeing them play. You can catch it. Your greatness, elite play, elite talent shows up early. Sometimes it takes them a while to get comfortable in the game. Zion McCollum is a guy who has elite athletic ability. Elite. And I think his first couple years, it's been it's confidence that has been his issue. Not feeling confident in what he's seeing and what he's reading and making a break on the ball. That's going to be the difference for him, and because he's got elite talent. But once these guys that have the elite talent settle in, when they do, hopefully they do, not all of them can transfer it from a mental standpoint. So, I've seen guys with elite talent not be able to be productive in this league because they just couldn't handle the pressure, couldn't transfer it mentally, got too nervous, weren't ready for the big stage. So that needs to be seen. We don't know that about these guys yet.
It's true. And, I think the transition process with Irving is, pass protection. That's always the most difficult thing with a running back. And then furthermore, it goes back to our old friend TJ Reeves on this show, a clone of Warrick Dunn. When you watch him in Oregon and how many guys he makes miss all the time and how explosive he is that one of the rookies, Bucs fans, that you're excited about? Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Want to go out to the comments, and then we'll take a quick break here and pay the sponsors. Randy Gregory looks like Tarzan, plays like Cheech and Chong. KJ.
Was that from Rick?
Yeah, that was from Rick.
I knew it.
Rick is on it. Let's go out to Nathan. JTS has better stats than Gregory in his first 3 years. I would take JTS all day long over Gregory. And again, it's not Gregory's talent. It's been the off-the-field stuff. And this from Todd Bowles, according to Ian Rappaport. Todd Bowles addressed this on the mysterious absence of Randy Gregory. He's not here. We'll talk about the guys who are here, and we'll deal with that.
We're done with Randy Gregory on this show until he shows up. We're not talking about him. Bye-bye.
All right. That's fair enough there. Which rookie on offense do you think will have the biggest impact in the season? I mean, I think Graham Barton absolutely is up there, especially if he's starting. He solidifies that offensive line. But like you said, Bucky Irving, McMillan, there's been a lot
Jalen, Jalen McMillan note as well. They ran a kind of a tunnel screen to him. Mm-hmm. And another guy that catches and runs in great transition. Very, very smooth. When everybody talks about him, that's what they talk about. He's a glider. You kind of liken him for the old heads, Paul Warfield with Lynn Swann, the great gliders. They don't look like they're running fast, but man, are they covering ground. So and they run great routes. And I think that's what you see from Jalen McMillan. Very natural catcher, fluid. Very, very great route runner. You can see his routes and the way he's a technician. So he's getting a lot of reps too. So I think he's probably going to make it. So I'd say if I'm going to rank him, I'll go Graham Barton number 1, Bucky Irving number 2, and then I'll put McMillan number 3. So a little bit out of draft order there, but I think in terms of production and what they'll do for this offense, that's how I'll rank the rookies.
Yeah, and I think McMillan will have the opportunity. The position battle there will be between him and Trey Palmer, who we haven't even talked about. He's coming into his second year. we saw flashes of brilliance with him, but there's a reason why he was a later round pick last year, because of the consistency with the hands. If he can address that, then we know the sky's the limit with that kid. So that's definitely a position battle that you're looking forward to seeing there. Let's go out to Nathan. JP, I'll be your training camp practice at 8-7. So we'll see
you here, Nathan.
Yeah, we'll see if we can catch you there. Got that one. Good stuff. JP outside, not in the tent because he's not allowed. Restraining order. Also, he can smell the vodka pouring out of JP. Rick, once again on it. What your thoughts, your retort to that, your rebuttal to that right there? Great Rick.
Stay off the Hillsborough County website, Rick. All right. I don't need my secrets out there. Okay, please.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. Let's
do that. I'm gonna take a little AC break here while you guys do it. We're gonna come back. I want to hear the Todd Bowles address to the team, which you have there ready to rock. He just spoke to the media too, so we'll catch up on what his thoughts were on the first day of practice. So lots more to come. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVESLawgroup.com, which will also be sponsoring our trip to Dublin. Thank you, Scott Jeeves, for that. How about that? A Gator fan sponsoring our trips to the FSU game. That's what you need in an attorney, a fair-minded, aggressive, wonderful person like Scott Jeeves. That's what I'm freaking talking about. JeevesLawGroup.com. Let him represent you in your accident case. He gets huge results, and he knows the local landscape. The Jeeves Law Group. At Bay Area Modern Medical Center, my friend Scott Reynolds out here gave a great endorsement yesterday to Christopher Lugo, who will join us on Thursday. And was said, happy birthday, JP, at 61. You're looking pretty good. That's right. We thank Bay Area Modern Medical Center for keeping us young. He can do it for you as well. BAMMC.com. Back in 3.
Get ready to dazzle this summer with the largest jewelry collection at the Gold and Diamond Source. Feel the heat of July with the fiery brilliance of ruby. That's July's birthstone, ruby. Well, that's my birthstone. I'll take one. It's perfect for adding a touch of luxury to your summer style. Embrace the unique beauty and significance of July's gemstone for any occasion, from beach parties to evening soirees, and mark a special 15th anniversary with a stunning ruby, the traditional gem of this very important milestone. And take advantage of our exclusive offer, 5 years of interest-free financing. That means you can own a $5,000 ring or watch or anything and pay only $83 a month with zero interest. And when you shop online, you can enjoy a special summer discount of 15% off July's birthstone. Make this summer unforgettable by visiting the Golden Diamond Source and finding the perfect piece to shine in the sun. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. As we head into summer and hurricane season, you must make sure that your home is fully insured. Over 40% of people in Florida are not fully insured because property rates have gone up lately. Your home is worth more, so it needs to be insured. Call the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799 to make sure you're fully insured. And also, you might just save some money. There are new companies coming into the state all the time. In fact, we just shopped our homeowners insurance, and I'm telling you, folks, we saved over $550 because Charity, the great customer service at Italiano Insurance, did all the work and found us a better company and a cheaper company. She'll do the same for you. 813-877-7799. Do something about these high rates. Shop them around. Could save you lots of money. It's Italiano Insurance. Been doing business here locally for over 60 years. 813-877-7799. Tell them JP sent you.
Hey, Tampa Bay sports fans. This is two-time LPGA major champion Jane Geddes here. After winning the U.S. Open and 10 other LPGA events, I wanted to try something completely different. So I came right off the top turnbuckle and landed in the crazy world of WWE. And yes, you heard that right. That's WWE. Working for the Vince McMahon as the VP of Talent Relations for the company. Now, though, I want to work for you. Everything I've done in my life, I've done with incredible passion. And now I've turned my focus to leading the best real estate team in Tampa Bay, the Geddes Gordon Group with Keller Williams in South Tampa. If you're looking for a new home, an investment property, or looking to sell your current home, we will give you major championship level service. When you choose Geddes Gordon Group, you become part of our inner circle. like family. So if you're looking for a few golf tips or golf course view, we're going to stripe it right down the fairway. Call me at 813-485-6808 or go to gettysgordongroup.com, or again, give me a ring at 813-485-6808.
JP here for TryHydrateHeroes.com. That's our new website where you can get a free 3-pack of the great Hydrate Heroes electrolyte hydration drink, all for free. Just go to TryHydrateHeroes.com. We'll send you a 3-pack. While you're there, go ahead and buy the 30-pack for just $29.99. Special going on, less than $1 a serving. For all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. Folks, a lot of these hydration drinks have tons of sugar, tons of calories. Hydrate Heroes, just 5 calories, and they have all the electrolytes in there, plus other stuff that's going to benefit you. A mushroom blend that will help with inflammation. So much other good stuff in there. None of the bad stuff. It's Hydrate Heroes. Go to TryHydrateHeroes.com and get your free 3-pack. The new Tropical Punch flavor is out, and it is fantastic. They'll send you some. Just go to TryHydrateHeroes.com. Get all the information there. Pick up a 30-pack as well. TryHydrateHeroes.com. All the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. JP here for Third Generation AC and Plumbing. And Third Generation really says it all, folks. The owner, my friend John Rodriguez, has been in the AC and plumbing business since 1995. They built their business on honest assessments and doing great work on time for a great price. Simple, right? Did you know many AC techs are incentivized on big commissions to sell new AC units, and you might just need a drain cleared? So if you want someone you can trust, that's John Rodriguez and Third Generation Services. Check out the 5-star Google reviews. If you have a plumbing or AC emergency, call 813-961-8024 and a human will answer the phone. That's 813-961-8024 or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to Bucks Training Camp here, day 1 at the Advent Health Training Center. See the beautiful center right here?
Look at that. Look at that.
There's your goalposts and your beautiful flags with the home of the Super Bowl champions right there in the background. Oh,
beautiful.
Can't wait till we get inside. They're going to have a night practice. That's going to be in the indoor facility. Not sure if that's open to the public. I think it's open to the crew. So get your season tickets. Get in the crew and get all the extra stuff. I know I sound like I'm selling tickets here, but this is a public service announcement. It's going to be a really fun season. They got a great home schedule. I mean, what else do you want to spend your money on if you're a sports fan? And it's, I think priced very, very well. You can get in the stadium for, I think under $60, $50 for an NFL football game. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
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 You can spend that on one baseball ticket.
Yes.
Let me think. What would be a better experience? I'm going to go Bucks. I'm going to go Bucks.
I'm going to go Bucks. It's a winning.
I'm going to go
team.
Bucks or Lightning. You know, you get a Lightning ticket for $35. If you're a student, you can get a ticket for $20. $20.
Yeah. There you go.
So, yeah.
All right. I want to go out to this question right here because we posed the question out there on the JP Peterson Show. Some Bucks fans. What rookie are you looking forward to? Offensive rookie, defensive rookie? On defense, is it Braswell there as a pass rusher, or is it Tyke Smith?
I'm gonna go Tyke Smith.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Tyke Smith. I think his speed, his athleticism, and his nose for the football, and I love Georgia products, love Georgia players. Kirby Smart, he produces great professional football players and good college football players too, in case you didn't notice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Tyke Smith because I think he's going to win that nickel job, and I think he's going to have a lot more reps. And I'm going to go 3 picks in his rookie season. 3 picks for Tyke Smith.
Love it. And
Yes.
I tell you right now, I heard Scott yesterday, and I believe I've heard this before. Could be another Antoine Winfield Jr. Oh, by the way, ESPN got it right because they have they have him as the number 1 safety. And look, if Smith is anything like Antoine Winfield Jr., another one, I tell you right now, that back end gets that much better. I'm excited about that unit too because you got Jordan Whitehead back. I think they're very underrated. And I'm curious to see what Zion McCollum is going to do now as the starting corner. Let's go out to Anwar. Let's go Bucks. What are you looking for in training camp, Peter? I mean, the position battles, the wide receiver, the back end there, the rookies? Do they take a lot of those reps away from the established players like a Braswell when it comes to a JTS? I know it's tough to judge in training camp, but I think that's what you're going to see. And that's the reason why in the first place here, JP, they draft him in the second round, because they anticipate that he is going to take some reps. And because JTS hasn't been as productive as the Bucs would like him to be, that's what you're anticipating.
Yeah, I think Braswell gets a lot of snaps. I think he's going to get a lot of opportunity. I didn't really key in on him, and for defensive players, I think, I got to see the pads on and see where they show up in team, because that kind of shows me more their instincts, their strength. He's not a guy that's going to wow you with his athletic ability or long arms or anything like that. If you turn on his tape, he's a strong guy. He seems to always be in the right place. Against Alabama, keep drafting players out of the SEC, and you're going to be just fine, right? These premier programs, they get the best athletes, and they train them up to be damn good pros. I just don't think you're going to see a lack of production from him in terms of his snaps. He may not get as many, because as he finds his way in, but I think they're going to be productive snaps. I just love the way the kids play. I love his attitude, his leadership. When you hear him talk, he just sounds like a very, very serious guy. He's a Muslim faith, and is a very disciplined. That's a very disciplined lifestyle. It's serious business, and I like the way he comports himself, and I think he's going to be a really, really good pro. I don't talk about him in the terms of like 17 and a half sacks, but I think he's the guy that's going to get you 10, 8 to 12 every year. Every year you got to kind of account for him. You got to know where he is. He's going to make some big plays and some big moments.
Yeah, and I think the thing you have to like about Braswell is it would have been easy for him with, the transfer portal open, because Anderson is starting in front of him. Hey, I want to leave. I want my shine. But no, he wants to get coached under the great Nick Saban. He wants to be a part of that program. He's, paying.
I like that.
You got to like that. I think that's what Bucs fans have to be excited about. Anwar has this question, and then we'll get out to Todd Bowles here. Why would the Bucs bring Gregory in when they knew there was a chance of this happening? I mean, I think, again, the potential is there. It's low cost, high reward, possibly, if it works out. I don't know if they anticipated this happening.
Well, let me just say, they had a great experience with JPP.
Sure.
They brought nobody really wanted JPP. The Bucs went out and got him. A lot of people thought he was at the end of his career, and he was a huge part of that Super Bowl team. From a leadership standpoint, I'm not, they're two different people, and JPP would probably kick my ass for comparing them. I'm only in the way that they're veterans. Once they get their head right and get with a team that is and a culture that's going to embrace him, maybe you get the best out of them, because they got great tools, right? Randy Gregory has great tools, and I said we weren't going to talk about him anymore, but you asked the question, so we're not going to bring it up. But if you guys ask questions, we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's why they did it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you cut bait, you move on. And
Remember,
they drafted Braswell. It wasn't like they were like counting on this guy to do anything. If he did it, if he gave you that, then it was just a bonus. So I wouldn't, I don't. It's not a big deal, folks. He wasn't here last year. He's not going to be here this year. He wasn't going to make. I mean, they hope for him to make a huge impact. He's not. You take a flyer, he doesn't show up. Bye-bye. Let's work with the guys that are here.
That's it. And that's what you got to love about Jason Licht. Whether he drafts somebody or he picks up somebody, he realizes his mistake, and he cuts them like they should be cut at the end of the day. And remember, JPP with the off-the-field stuff, third-round pick. I mean, God, a third-round pick for JPP and how much of an impact he was for that defense. I think you do that all day long and twice on Sunday. Let's go out to Nathan here. Chris Braswell will be an impact maker on that pass rush. Nothing against Tyke Smith, but the pass rush affects the secondary. You're exactly right about that. Season pass and longtime crew member. I love the tailgate and lot 12 prior to every home game. I can tell you right now, I'm definitely going to be out at the tailgates there before the games, during the home games, during the season. So definitely be a part of the evolution with the Sports Web, and, of course, in collaboration with the JP Peterson Show. And I don't know if you want to join me or not, but I got the mics to do it.
I'm thinking about some tailgate food right about now, though.
No, I'm
thinking about
the same thing.
some ribs on the grill.
Ooh.
I'm thinking about what's that group that you go out there with? They slather it up with the ribs and the chicken and the steak
Bucks
and the
Life.
burgers and the hot dogs. Oh, give me some nice processed meat on the grill.
I love it.
With some
Bucks
grilled
Life.
onions and peppers.
Yes,
with
love
some
it.
little Dijon mustard and
Yes.
one of those potato buns. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh man, I'll tell you right now, that's great.
Let's go to Todd Bowles.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's go to Todd Bowles here really quick. Well, not really quick. It's about 6 minutes, 6 minutes and 35 seconds here on the JP Peterson Show. Some great stuff. Pay attention, Bucks fans. You know, a lot of people, a lot of fans out there very critical of Todd Bowles, but I believe after watching this video, you're not going to be so critical of him. Live on the JP Peterson Show. Here we go.
Evening, guys. Guys, like I said earlier, it's the most in-shape team we've had in a long time, right? The expectations for us shouldn't be just the division. It's got to be the Super Bowl. We won the division the last 2 years. We saw how good we were last year. We can't take none of it with us. Our expectations has got to be how we can be great. And positionally, I'll go over it for you. Offensive line, it's the most continuity we've had since the Super Bowl. Still got to work some kinks out, but the only way you guys can be great is to work with each other. You work with each other. We're not going to get out tough by nobody. We don't want to miss blocks. Make them make a great play. But we got size, we got athleticism, you got intelligence, and you got toughness. There's no reason for us to fail there. Quarterback, Bake, you run the show. It's your team. You get to be the eyes and ears of Liam. You got athletes everywhere. Give them the ball, let them go. That's what they get paid for. Give them the ball, let them go. Make the smart decisions, get us in the right set, and we can go. Running backs, make the yards they give you, take the yards they don't, right? Take care of the football. You got to be jack of all trades. You got to run, you got to catch, you got to block. We got hella fire receivers. You're going to be open. You're going to be open, right? You got to know, but you got to block too, right? You got to block. Tight ends, some of you got bigger guys to block. Defensive ends, some even bigger outside backers. Positioning is going to be everything. Get attached and don't get thrown off. If you get thrown off, make sure the hole is where you need it to be. We got to be smart, right? We got to be smart. D-line, probably the most athletic we've been. Defensively as a whole, probably the fastest we've been in a couple years. Probably the fastest. Hard to say who's the slowest guy. It ain't Vita. I'll give you the name tomorrow, but it ain't Vita. I can tell you that much. But it should be 11 guys in the frame every time going to the football. If we get outside runs, screens, anything like that, we should be A to B right now. Got to read our keys, and all that's taken care of. I understand that. Got to read our keys. Corners, safeties, backers, even defense outside backers, turnovers. Sacks aren't good enough. You got to sack them and get the ball out. Got to sack them and get the ball out. We got to defend every blade of grass. Special teams, two things that we cannot do. Put the ball on the ground and get a pump block. That's number one pet peeve. Put the ball on the ground, get a pump block. And the second thing or the third thing, we can't let a ball get run back on us. If we take care of those three things, we can be good in the kicking game. We get a return of our own. Now, we're not the Tampa Bay Bucs yet. It's a lot of people in this room. A lot of competition. Right? Every spot, almost every spot. Again, I've said this in the past. It's not the best 53. It's the right 53. It's the right 53. So you got to fit what we're trying to do. You got to earn your keep as a starter, as a backup, as a practice squad guy. Even if you're injured, you got to earn your spot, guys. We see what we see. As coaches, we make decisions on what you show us. Our jobs can be hard or they can be easy as hell. They can be easy as hell. Injuries happen, unfortunate, but be where you're supposed to be, guys. We treat you like, man, it's a hell of a setup. You can go anywhere in the league, you ain't gonna get a setup like this. But you gotta carry your own weight, right? We got a lot of work to do. But what we expect from ourselves, we don't wanna have up and down. We play a lot of great teams this year. Every team we play all the championship teams. All 4 of them. We play the Super Bowl teams. That's great for us because we want to be great. You can't get to the playoffs without being great. So the expectations got to be high. So no matter who we play, we got to play against ourselves, guys. The only way you can be great is to help that guy next to you and talk to that guy next to you. If you communicate with him, football is 11 on 11. Mike can't make a deep ball catch if we can't block for the quarterback, right? Everybody's got to carry out his assignment. Everybody's not going to be a star in every play, but everybody can contribute and give an assist. And that comes from selflessness. It's selfish when you're out there by yourself. It's selfless when you got somebody with you. Take somebody with you every day. We got to do a hell of a job as coaches trying to get you in the right spot. We don't do everything right. We will make a mistake, as will you. It's that we learn from it, we grow from it, and we move on. That's how we're going to win ball games. We've been in some hostile environments. We will be this year. And there'll be some people coming here. First game we got is at home at 425. We hadn't had one of those in a long time. It's going to be hot. The mental toughness, right? You fighting the opposition, you fighting the weather, and then you got to stay healthy and take care of yourself. That's number one. That's number one. And by the end of this camp, we should be gelling right to where we need to be. Right to where we need to be. Now, we're not going to start over from OTAs and minicamp. We should have some carryover, right? We'll go back to basics, but there should be some carryover mentally when we're doing the install. We should be pretty sharp coming out there tomorrow as not going back to the building blocks. Now, as we go forward, everybody's going to get reps. Things will get harder. The weather's going to be hot. Make sure you hydrate. Take care of yourselves. Weigh in, like Jess said. Get stretched out. We got a long journey, but I have no doubt if we do everything we're supposed to do, we'll be in contention for the Super Bowl. But that's a long way away. It's a building block to get to that, guys. But you got to believe that. You can't show up. I don't want nobody trying to make the team. Make the team just means you're trying to get over. I'd rather cut you and have somebody that's busting their ass than for you to just make the team. You got to want to be something on this team. You got to want to be something on this team, and that's what I'm looking for. We can get that done. We're going to have a hell of a team. We're off to a good start. We just got to get started tomorrow. Break it up.
All right, we're back here on the JP Peterson Show. I don't know what's going on with JP's sound. I can't hear you, so we'll have to figure that out. I'll tell you what we're going to go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get his sound going here on the JP Peterson Show. We got to pay some sponsors, hit a station ID. I'm Peter Blake along with JP Peterson. He's live there at Bucks Training Camp. Open phone lines, as always, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. It's the JP Peterson Show here live from Bucks Training Camp.
This is The Strike. 102.5 WHPT, HD2 Sarasota, Tampa, St. Pete.
JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES.
All right, this is for all you guys who don't want to go to the gym and do 5,000 crunches. At Bay Area Modern Medical Center, you can get on the new True Body machine where you can reduce fat and tone up your muscle. It's like doing 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Define your body as you see fit. True Body offers personalized muscle stimulation that delivers the equivalent of those 54,000 crunches in just 15 minutes. Just get in touch with them at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Chris Lugo and the team over there will set you up on True Body and get amazing results. Non-invasive with comfortable and little to no pain and
and zero downtime, you can isolate and target those areas that you want to improve and treat multiple areas simultaneously. It's an amazing machine, so check it out at Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com.
JP here to ask the question, are you planning an event, meeting, or conference? If so, you'll want to call the designers and production professionals at Extravaganza Productions Incorporated. With over 35 years of experience in the events industry, designing and producing every type of small to large event, they can provide a huge resource for design ideas, audio, visual, sound, lighting, decor, and entertainment to turn your event into an incredible experience for the entire audience. Folks, I've worked up close and personal with this group at many national events and Tampa events, and they have unique capabilities that help you save time and money in the planning and execution of your next event. Don't delay. Call these pros today at 813-621-4700 or check out their website at extravaganzaproductions.com. Tell them JP sent you, and they'll provide a free initial consultation for your event. Extravaganza Productions, the best of the business. Golfers, listen up. The hottest new driving range craze has come to Rogers Park in Tampa. The Top Tracer range is now open 10 to 9 p.m. And just like you see on TV, every shot is tracked for yardage and accuracy, giving you immediate feedback. And best of all, you can virtually play the top courses like Pebble Beach or St. Andrews with your buddies. Plus, great food and drink options available in the well-appointed hitting bays. Very comfortable out there. Reservations highly recommended, starting at $25 per hour, including balls. Reserve at RogersParkGolf.net. That's RogersParkGolf.net. See you there.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we got JP live there from Bucs training camp on a happy hump day edition with your open phone lines. If you want to call up and talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what position battles, Bucs fans, are you looking forward to seeing? What do you think rookie on the offensive or defensive side makes the most impact? It's all out there for you. If you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Rays, which we didn't get a chance to get to, but we got to fire that Rays horn because they win last night 4-2 over the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. We'll also read your comments. Man out on the street right now. Let's go out to Mr. JP Peterson here. We'll switch over there. There we go, right there. Welcome back, partner. And we do have a phone line here. We got somebody calling up here. You want to go out to Eric really quick?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go out to Eric here, leading off on the JP Peterson Show. Welcome, my friend, on a happy hump day edition. What are you looking forward to with this Bucs training camp? What's rookie on the offensive or defensive side of the ball? Go ahead.
What's up, Peter Blake?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good.
Yeah. Man, Jordan Whitehead looks good in practice, too. Jordan Whitehead.
A lot of people have been talking about him, excited about having him back. Even Jason Light a couple months ago admitted to a mistake there, JP, and letting him go. Have you seen anything on him? I mean, you got to feel like, once again, Light in this organization are excited about having him back, right?
I think this is a Super Bowl team this year. Hey, because if Tristan Wirfs wasn't if he's at full practice, I think he would have a done deal done. I think he's just waiting for the paperwork probably.
What do we think, JP? We heard anything on a?
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me. We all expected him to be out here and doing the hold-in thing, watching players, but he was full go. He did everything that everybody else did. I mean, they were in shorts, obviously in helmets, but again, as I said earlier, that's what happened. Ryan Jensen was hurt that way.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago, head coach Todd Bowles says Tristan Wirfs is being full practice today. That means the dispute notifications for a new contract. That means they're working on a deal.
We'll see. I think they're definitely working on a deal. I think negotiations are always open. They're always talking. Jason Light is trying to lock his own players up. Eric, appreciate the call as always. Open phone line again, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Let's go back out to some of these comments here. I think we didn't get a chance to read this one. Nathan says most SEC teams teach players to be pros. LSU players have talent but flame out fast. Booker McFarland, Michael Clayton. Quan Alexander, Leonard Fournette, Devin White are a few examples. Is that fair? I mean,
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, you talk about guys from completely different eras. I mean, Booger played 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. It isn't. I mean, could also say Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. I mean, there's a gazillion LSU players in the league. I don't know, and I think it's different coaches, different eras. But LSU players are all over the freaking league. I wouldn't make a blanket statement on all of them whether they flame out early, but it is interesting those names that you mentioned. There's a lot of talk about LSU players under Coach Odron. Go Tigers, go Tigers. Maybe they want the most prepared for the NFL, the rigors of the NFL. Maybe they didn't study the film as much as other players, more polished players. Go Tigers, go Tigers. So I think there might you like my Ed Ogeron.
That's great. That's good.
I miss Eddie O. What a personality.
Yeah.
If there's anybody in this world that I want to see get a golden parachute of $45-50 million and just go live their life, it's Eddie O. Eddie O is having the time of his freaking. I can guarantee you that dude should have a reality show.
He should.
So I think the Ed Ogeron era maybe not as polished and ready for the NFL, but tremendously talented because he was one of the greatest recruiters in the history of college football, wherever he went. So, I mean, maybe there's a little correlation there.
Maybe. I think it's maybe a little bit unfair because Leonard Fournette, I mean, he didn't necessarily have the best career, but when it came to the Bucs, they're in that Super Bowl year, over 300 yards rushing, a integral part, if you will, to that offense being as powerful as they were in that postseason. Michael Clayton, some good years there. Eventually, I don't know what happened to him, but he had some productive year. I mean, maybe that comment is kind of on. Let's go out to Nathan, JP, and Peter. You're always invited to our tailgates. Appreciate that. We are not a club.
By the way, I've come inside the air conditioning of my wonderful car here.
Yeah, you're a smart guy. That's what you do there. We are not a club.
But the reason is
yes,
they're grilling steaks out there.
Oh,
they're grilling steaks for the players. They put the grills out and they're right outside the kitchen, the cafeteria there.
Yeah,
it's killing me. Absolutely killing me.
Beautiful. I've discovered the medium well steak, by the way, because I used to eat just my well done steak, and you got to eat it this way. So I eat medium well is my new thing now.
You were going well done?
Yeah, I was going well done. I won't do that again.
Might as well just have a burger. If you're well done, if you're doing a steak well done, you shouldn't eat steak. You should just eat ground beef.
Listen, you sound like the hot dog guys there from Chicago.
What are you doing?
Our friends, you can't have ketchup on hot dogs.
Well, don't have a hot dog medium rare. Have a filet mignon medium rare, but don't have a hot dog medium rare. That's a bad idea.
Like medium well. I'll do medium well. Medium well.
That's E. coli waiting to happen right there.
Right. We don't want to do that. We definitely don't want me to be sick because I would have to definitely produce the show here. We do not charge the people who join us. Appreciate that, Nathan. Thank you. Bowles is the Joe Biden of NFL coaches. He just said absolutely nothing. But see, I understand Thomas.
Ooh, bad take. Who was that?
Yeah, I don't. That's Thomas. That is Thomas. And I think there's a lot of fans out there who don't like Todd Bowles. I think that Todd Bowles, ever since he's been given that vote of confidence, and we saw this in the playoff game versus Philadelphia, he's been a totally different coach. And I think a lot of fans out there are kind of eating crow because he is an emotional guy. We've seen that in the post game. So I don't necessarily think that's fair to compare him to Joe Biden. Come on.
If you ever
don't do that,
compare Todd Bowles to Joe Biden again.
No.
You're banned.
Yes.
You're banned from the show.
Get out. Get out of here. Wait a minute.
Todd Bowles has won 2 division titles in the last 2 years.
Yes. Yeah. What are you talking about?
F you, and F you. Peace out. I'm gonna go out.
The only major election that Joe Biden ever won. Let's just say there were some irregularities.
Oh yeah, some stuff going on there.
He did win one. I will say this though, he did win one of the 19 bellwether counties that 100% of the time predict the okay. So we did win that. So we did win one Bellwether County when every other president has won 18 or more. But that's okay. We don't need to get into that.
Oh yeah, no.
Joe Biden, come on. And by the way, I like what Bowles said there. There's a lot of nice nuggets in there that he said. I like it's not that it's the best 53. I like that. I like it's the best 53. You know?
Yeah.
Or what did he say? It's our 53.
I don't want you just to want to make the team.
Yeah, but
right?
he was making a difference between just maybe the best athletes and the best fits.
Correct.
And he was saying the best fits are the guys that are going to make the team. I mean, you may be a better linebacker in your base defense, but if you're a backup linebacker and you suck at special teams, the special teams guy is going to make the team because that's the guy who's going to be out there 15 plays a game, 10 to 15 plays a game. So, so that's the best 53. I mean, our 53. I'm screwing up the words.
All right.
But it's the best fit. It's the best fit. I like that. I like the fact that he set the expectations higher than what they've been for a lot of teams. He's like they may have expectations. Oh, if we just make the playoffs, that's good because nobody thinks we can make the playoffs. He's not buying into that. He's saying it right now. We think we're capable of winning the Super Bowl. And I was thinking about this. Every year, I think there are 8 to 10 teams that can win the Super Bowl. I think there's 8 to 10 teams that I think have a chance of winning the Super Bowl, which means there's 20 teams. 20 that don't have a chance. 22 teams that don't have a chance. I think the Bucs are definitely one of those 10 to 12 teams or 8 to 10 teams. I don't think there's any question about that. They have a quarterback that's capable of winning it, which sets you apart right there in Baker Mayfield. And I believe that. You could debate it. I get it, but I believe it.
Well, by the way, don't tell Mad Dog Russo that because he said a couple of weeks ago, Baker's not an elite quarterback, and that's the reason why the Bucs are not a Super Bowl team. But the national media, once again, disrespecting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is a Groundhog Day occurrence every year, it seems like, JP.
But I don't think you need it. You have to have an elite quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Right. I don't think that's true. And we have tons of examples of that. You have to have a really good quarterback, I think, but I don't think he has to be elite. And all elite quarterbacks, Dan Marino, don't win the Super Bowl. So it takes a team. Like Bowles was saying, it's the team that's going to win. It's going to be all 22. You've got to be a well-balanced team. And I think, the Bucs have addressed their running game, I think, sufficiently. They've addressed the offensive line. I think, the pass rush is an issue. I get it. But the overall structure of the defense has improved in terms of their football IQ. We talked about yesterday. Brian Neal, Devin White, Carlton Davis out. Tyke Smith, KJ Britt, Jordan Whitehead, Zion McCullum in. Better IQ, better football players. So I think the defense is better. And I think the offense is better with Graham Barton addition, with Bucky Irving, Jalen McMillan, and the OC. So I think that makes them playoff team last year. Been to playoffs 4 years in a row. Only one other team's done that. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. That's not by accident. This team has been a good team, and it's not on the decline. They've added players that are making them ascend. And I think they're one of those teams that can win it.
And I think he can get off to a fast start because of Liam Cohen and because there won't be that transition process of I love Dave Canales, but I think there was a transition there for the first 8 games where you kind of got to figure that out. And Liam Cohen's been able to call plays in this league, going out to our friend J.C. Allen of the Pirate Parlay. He had Cohen on, and Cohen said in so many words, you were going to have more plays in that run game. And you didn't have that last year, and you're going to have that. And that's what I think Bucs fans have to be excited about coming into 2024. Rick says, sounds like Coach Todd has also taken another big step forward. He knows what's expected with this group. Also, thanks, Rays, for your participation. Football is here. Absolutely. Jeremy says, Jeremy Lowe, hope to catch Peter and JP before a Bucs game. Talk football with y'all. Will be fun. Listen, we want to be out there with Bucs fans. We definitely want to talk to you about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm excited about it. And
looking for a sponsor.
Yes.
Looking for a sponsor to sponsor Bucs pregame show.
Yes.
Tip from the tailgate.
Yes, 2 to 500,000 reach on Facebook with the Sports Web and JP Peterson Show. So it's out there nationally. We can get it done. We can have multiple cameras. We can have sound effects. We can have phone calls. We can do it all. We can do it there. Listen, whether it's a phone booth or a football field, we can bring the evolution right to you. Fournette was going to get cut. Bruce Arians, before he got hot in the playoffs during the Super Bowl year, his roster spot was gone. His roster spot was going to be gone, absolutely. And if not for, I used to call him the victim of volume and a Ronald Jones getting hurt, because he nearly had, I think he was like 15 yards away from having 1,000. You have no Leonard Fournette, and that was a big part of it. And Leonard made the decision to stay with the team, and it was a great decision. He become Lombardi Lenny. Bull's video was a true motivation, absolutely. Devin White was drafted, came out hot, cooled down every year, since now gone. Okay, good point. The real reason JP's in the car is because security was making their rounds and the corporate radio called it in. That is a great comment.
Oh, yeah.
Most likely, Rick, you could be correct about that. Quan Alexander was drafted, came out hot, gone, gets signed, starts off hot with every team, and then flames out fast, then gone. Wow. Seahawks, I don't know who they're watching, but I guess you're a Seahawks fan. Okay?
Our friend Laird, yeah. Our Seahawks.
Laird?
What's up, Laird?
All right, what's going on,
He's a Seahawks
Laird?
fan. Bring on the Seahawks, buddy, anytime.
All right, yeah, absolutely. Nathan says Michael Clayton was drafted, played hot, flamed out fast, gone. Got his Super Bowl ring in New York while on the practice squad. That would be the Giants. Booker McFarland was drafted, came out hot, got hurt, got cut, went to the Colts, got a Super Bowl ring while being a rotational defensive tackle. Yeah, Nathan's got
why we busted on these people? Come on. What are we doing?
I don't know.
20 years ago. Let's talk about this team.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about this team. The other thing was kind of controversial, and you kind of chimed in on social media about this, and there was an outlet called, I believe, the Outside Leverage. They put it out there. Was it disrespectful that Baker Mayfield is on the front, one of the panels of the stadium? And I'm like, wait a minute. He did enough. The Bucs as an organization feel like he is their franchise quarterback, just earned $100 million. Why do some Bucs fans have, and some outlets have a problem with Baker Mayfield and what he represents for this team? Because obviously the organization with the contract extension has told you ad nauseum that he is the franchise quarterback, JP. Why do some Bucs fans still either, hearken the days of Jameis Winston throwing those 30 interceptions, but because he put up 5,000 yards, or want the greatness of Kyle Trask, or want a rookie? Why do they want to continue to rinse and repeat for the same thing that doesn't work? It doesn't work. Baker Mayfield worked last year. Why did they have such hatred for Baker Mayfield?
It's got to be the worst take of the weekend, and there were some really bad takes out there.
Yeah.
On a lot of different topics, I might add.
Yeah.
But I read that and I was like, this is not a prevalent thought within Bucs Nation.
I hope not.
I mean, because Baker Mayfield's only been 1 year, he shouldn't get a solo panel on the stadium. Dude, he's the quarterback. These guys run through a wall for this guy. If the team loves him, the front office loves him, the owners adore him. The team, what is not to like about Baker Mayfield? What the F is wrong with you? Oh, I don't want him to get a full panel. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't been here long enough. Shut up.
Yes.
Shut up. Are you kidding me? He's the leader of this team. He's the heartbeat of this team. He's the underdog mentality that matches the city, that matches the team. What are we doing here? You couldn't ask for a better fit.
I got some.
You want Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's how. And again, if you feel some certain way about that here on the JP Peterson Show, open phone line 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Bucky Irving is going to be exciting this season. And Nathan says, JP, I agree there. LSU players all over, all super hot, Inferno Flames, and then they fade out fast. Joe Burrow, rookie season. By the way,
what are we talking about here?
Well, when did Joe Burrow turn in? Did you see the new haircut yesterday? When did he turn into Eminem? And by the way, I do too. But when did he turn into Cody Rhodes? Because he looks like Cody Rhodes there from WWE. I mean, can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? That's what I want to know.
Here's a little history lesson for you.
Yes.
Brad Culpepper Brad Culpepper used to come in like every year with a different hairstyle. Like
Mhm.
one year it'd be long, one year it'd be like, shaved off. Next year it'd be like a buzz cut, like a professional. Like, and he'd be like, yeah, he goes, I just want to reinvent myself every year. I want to keep it fresh, keep it new, do something different every year. I like that. I like that idea. Joe Burrow, just your hairstyle, you just feel a little different. You want to get away from the constantly being injured guy. Let's start a new vibe. I like that.
Yeah.
Down with that.
Well, I mean, again,
Reinvent yourself.
Reinvent yourself all the time. And speaking of reinventing themselves, what you hear is not only Vita Vea's cut weight, but also Baker Mayfield. Now, not with the dad bod, even though he's a new dad. Congratulations to Mr. Mayfield there, being a new dad. But Baker is getting gritty and not glamorous. I think that's what he was trying to say. That's the way the national media sees the Buccaneers. Tampa is not a media giant location and gets treated as such. And also, he's cut some weight, so he looks better. Any worry there? Some people are like,
Baker looks great. He doesn't look. I don't think he looks like he's cut weight. He looks like he's in great shape. He's moving well. His arm looks fantastic today.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got of course, beginning of camp, every quarterback's arm feels like they could throw it over that damn mountain like Uncle Rico. But he looked good today, man. He in individuals, and he just was so freaking accurate. Kyle Trask, on the other hand, he throws a high ball over the middle, same pattern that Baker Mayfield steps up and drills an absolute tight spiral into Mike, who was well covered, hits him right in the hands. Kyle Trask has the same one with Sterling Shepard, throws it high, wobbly pass over the middle, falls off his hands, and Tavierre Thomas was there for the pick six to take it home. So, Kyle Trask people's little Kyle Trask update there.
The Trask force out there. Let's go out to this guy because he was kind of a Kyle Trask fan. Let's go out to him. Mr. Kennedy! Best of the Bay, Tampa Bay, Ray Kennedy. Welcome to the JP Peterson Show.
What's up, Ray?
JP, how are you, brother? Thanks for being out there. Great show. I'm like, get busy, but I want to talk about the fact that the Rays are above 500 again for the 103rd time this season.
Well, when's game 2? Tonight they'll be back to 500 by 10:30. Book it. For the 24th time this year. One game over, back to 500.
Yeah,
they're like that buoy that bobs up and down. It goes low, you put under the waves, and it pops back up, and it goes back down, and then it comes back up. That's the rate. Just treading water, baby. Just treading water the whole season.
Well, and they lost Yandy Diaz. They showed some flashes there with hitting the ball out of the ballpark in New York, and then all of a sudden they have a stinker a couple days ago. So again, you can't figure it out. Sean Armstrong pitches well as a closer. Or opener. Maybe he needs to be an opener instead of a bullpen guy, because when he's been a bullpen guy, he's been absolutely terrible. So maybe
Brandon Lau with the big 2-run home run last night.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go ahead and go out to Brandon Lau really quick, Ray.
That's a shot deep into right, down the line, plenty fair, and gone. Brandon Lau on the first pitch belts it out of here. A 2-run shot. And the Rays will take a 3-0 lead.
And that's huge. I mean, how many times, guys, have we seen as Rays fans where this team gets down and they have to claw back? It's always good to get up 3-0, because then at the end of the day, your pitching, your defense can take over, your run prevention can take over. And Brandon Lau has started to hit the ball out of the ballpark. But you're exactly right. This team is up and down. Like, I'm trying to be optimistic about it, JP, and you warned me about this a couple of weeks ago out at Lakewood High School. Not so fast, my friend. I don't think you said it like that, but it kind of sounded like Lee Corso there. Yeah, not so fast, because they're up and down, and then they lose Yandy Diaz. So, Ray, I'm going to go out to you. I mean, what do you make of it? You lose Yandy Diaz. You're not sure what that situation is.
He'll be back.
I think he'll be back. Yeah. It's a family thing, and it's hurt their lineup, then it hasn't. And then you've got all these trade rumors, Randy Rosarena. I mean, Ray, how do you see this Rays team?
First off, this was New York media. There'd be nothing but endless stories and page 6 back stories in the back page of where's Yandy? What's going on with Yandy? Respect out to the Tampa Bay sports community. We know what's happening, but it's personal up front. We know the kind of guy he is. So we let that be, because that guy deserves it. He's earned it. He's the captain on this team for all I'm concerned in 2024.
Well said. Well said.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, JP. But I'll tell you what, we knew about this week. Got the Blue Jays again tonight, the Blue Jays tomorrow. Then you got the Cincinnati Reds coming in here this weekend. These are games, especially coming back home, these are games that the Rays have to set themselves apart. You can play 500 ball all year and say, oh, we got a new stadium, we're going to go ahead. We're happy with being, literally 500. But these next 2 weeks, not just because it's the last weeks of July, but these next 2 weeks are going to be the ones to tell you if this team will have a shot at the wild card, or if this team's just going to go ahead and bob up and down like that buoy, JP and Peter, for the rest of the season, guys. Thanks for taking my call, but just great show today. Love you both. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll see
Thanks,
you
Ray.
soon.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Ray Kennedy, best of the Bay. Open phone line, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391 on a happy edition of the JP Peterson Show. I'm Peter Blake, along with the great JP Peterson, out on location at Bucks training camp. You want to hear from Kevin Cash really quick on that Rays win, and then we'll go to a commercial break. Let's go to Kevin Cash and hear what he had to say after the Rays beat the Toronto Blue Jays last night 4-2. Here we go.
Yeah, really impressive. Happy for him because, I mean, off the bat, I thought he got the first one. Varsho goes out there. He covers a lot of ground, made a nice play. So frustrated by that. I would have opened the game up a little bit. It felt like with Barrios, we were having good at-bats. We just couldn't find a way to get that big hit until Brandon came through the second time with the home run. He's taking a lot of good swings right now, a lot. I mean, his outs are hard. He smoked 3 balls today, got one big hit, but hits one ball 400 feet right at the wall, and the other one that right there at the end of the game, I mean, he got on top of that one as well. I think they all were pretty committed to the strike zone. I mean, happy for Armstrong, Sean. I mean, he's had a rough go here as of late. Feels like that's got to feel good for him. Felt good for us, step in the right direction. And then Tyler Alexander, kind of, short notice. We need you. He comes up here, and the second time he's pitched really, really well here in this building.
And, of course, mentioning Alexander, he had a perfect game there against Toronto, so he's got their mojo. And you're exactly right. We didn't talk about this, but Ryan Pepio getting hurt. Yet another Rays injury to the pitching staff after he's been impressed.
Weird one.
Yeah, really
infected
weird.
Knee?
Yeah.
Like an infected knee? What the hell is that?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I tell you who's the most impressive, Taj Bradley.
Oh my God.
23 years old. And I don't know if you saw his statistics, but the last 49 innings, like a 0.92 ERA. I mean, he is
best in baseball.
Right. Yes, it's amazing. And he's only
20 Paul Skeens.
Yeah, 23 years old. I mean, that's the future. I mean, again, that's the optimist in me. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, but we'll see possibly next.
Well, I laid it out the other day, Peter. I don't know if you heard the show, but I'm optimistic about, if the stadium deal is done, great. Put it behind us. What this does is it clears the deck for new ownership. I know for a fact that there are owners out there that are offering over $2 billion for the team. I think the team will be sold. So, great. So you could have in the next year, you could have new ownership, which would be ownership that would actually spend money on players, which is one of the big missing pieces.
Mind blown.
Right?
You just said that.
Yeah.
That's my mind.
Yeah. So you could have new ownership.
Yeah.
If Eric Neander does it right and he gets rid of, and when I hear Brandon Lau hitting the ball, you know what I hear? Trade value. Trade value. Trade him as fast as you get. Right now, if he gets hot, he can carry a team.
Sure.
But he's wildly inconsistent and has done nothing in the postseason. And I don't think he's part of your future. We've got good young outfielders who could be more consistent, more athletic, better overall players. And will make less money, which would, for new ownership, open up to go buy the big free agents, like the other teams, that we could finally play with the big boys. So that's encouraging. And I think that's going to happen. So you could have new ownership within the next year. And if they sell right now, Randy Arozarena, who's not going to be around here, Boris Client.
Sell Mortimer. Sell
him. You should get some really good value back for him. Sell Yandy Diaz, a batting champion, and because that's where Paredes is going to play at first base. So you can have a 30 home run guy in Paredes. You could have a Junior Caminero playing third. Eventually, Carson Williams playing short. You could, you could really start doing some things here, and for God's sakes, go out and buy a catcher, and this pitching staff is going to be freaking loaded. going to be absolutely loaded. So if you get a new ownership that's going to go out and get 2 big bats with this pitching staff, new ownership, good young hitting, turn the page on this old core and bring a culture back of Rays baseball, detail-oriented, no errors, paying attention, good base running, playing good, smart baseball. Then that gets me back in the building. That gets Braves fans engaged again because the Wicked Witch is dead. I see an incredibly promising future for this team if those things happen, and I think they're very, very, very possible to happen right now. So let's get it done. Come on, Eric Neander, let's go.
Yeah,
do
let's
your
go.
thing. You guys scout players and good young players better than anybody in baseball. Get rid of the old guys, go get some young guys, and then spend some money on some proven players.
I like it. I like it. All right, Christopher Cole says they want Trask on the stadium. Yep, they probably do.
You can't make everybody happy, right?
Oh, and yay, the Rays beat someone worse than them. I think one of the biggest disappointments of Major League Baseball has to be the Toronto Blue Jays, who, by the way, have invested in their team. They've got these big-time players, and you just can't figure it out, whether it's management, whatever it is. That team has definitely been disappointing. Yep, it is. Let's go ahead, take a break. And when we come back, we're going to go ahead and talk about Jake Paul a little bit, and also maybe talk about the NFL expanding to 18 games. Get your
Here
thoughts.
It comes.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Get your thoughts on that, because the NFL is all about safety, or are they just about the money like always here?
Money. I want to thank. Let me thank some of our sponsors: Third Generation Plumbing and AC. All you want, right, is somebody honest, an honest technician to come out, give you an assessment of what you need. Don't sell you a new system when all you need is your drain clean. A lot of these AC techs are incentivized to sell systems, so they overcharge you. You could spend $15,000 when you only need to spend a couple hundred. So you want an honest AC company and plumbing company, people that have been here for a long time. That's Third Generation. My friend John Rodriguez is the owner over there. He doesn't put up with any nonsense from his techs because that's his reputation. So go to their website, thirdgenerationplumbing.com, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. They also do AC. If you're in an emergency, they'll get out there quick. And tell them JP sent you. Back in 3 minutes. Stay with us.
JP here for HydrateHeroes.com, the great electrolyte hydration drink that has all the good stuff, none of the bad stuff. NFL players are using this stuff. All types of athletes are using it because it's got 5 calories. None of the bad stuff, all the good stuff. All the electrolytes are in there for you. And also Amla Fruit, which is a terrific additive in there. The mushroom blend helps with inflammation in your body. Definitely has helped me with my knees. My knee pain has gone away almost exclusively since I started drinking Hydrate Heroes. Folks, it makes a difference. I love it. Professional athletes love it. You will love it. The new Tropical Punch flavor is out. Go to tryhydrateheroes.com and get a free 3-pack. That's tryhydrateheroes.com, a free 3-pack, and get the 30-pack while you're there for just $29.99. Tryhydrateheroes.com. You'll love it.
Hey, Tampa Bay sports fans. This is 2-time LPGA major champion Jane Geddes here. After winning the U.S. Open and 10 other LPGA events, I wanted to try something completely different. So I came right off the top turnbuckle and landed in the crazy world of WWE. And yes, you heard that right. That's WWE. Working for the Vince McMahon as the VP of Talent Relations for the company. Now, though, I want to work for you. Everything I've done in my life, I've done with incredible passion. And now I've turned my focus to leading the best real estate team in Tampa Bay, the Gettys Gordon Group with Keller Williams in South Tampa. If you're looking for a new home, an investment property, or looking to sell your current home, we will give you major championship level service. When you choose Gettys Gordon Group, you become part of our inner circle, like family. So if you're looking for a few golf tips or a golf course view, we're going to stripe it right down the fairway. Call me at 813-485-6808 or go to gettysgordongroup.com, or again, give me a ring at 813-485-6808. 08.
Get ready to dazzle this summer with the largest jewelry collection at the Gold and Diamond Source. Feel the heat of July with the fiery brilliance of Ruby. That's July's birthstone, Ruby. Well, that's my birthstone. I'll take one. It's perfect for adding a touch of luxury to your summer style. Embrace the unique beauty and significance of July's gemstone for any occasion, from beach parties to evening soirees, and mark a special 15th anniversary with a stunning ruby, the traditional gem of this very important milestone. And take advantage of our exclusive offer, 5 years of interest-free financing. That means you can own a $5,000 ring or watch or anything and pay only $83 a month with zero interest. And when you shop online, you can enjoy a special summer discount of 15% off July's birthstone. Make this summer unforgettable by visiting the Golden Diamond Source and finding the perfect piece to shine in the sun. It's the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Omerton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. As we head into summer and hurricane season, you must make sure that your home is fully insured. Over 40% of people in Florida are not fully insured because property rates have gone up lately. Your home is worth more, so it needs to be insured. Call the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799 to make sure you're fully insured. And also, you might just save some money. There are new companies coming into the state all the time. In fact, we just shopped our homeowners insurance, and I'm telling you, folks, we saved over $550 because Charity, the great customer service at Italiano Insurance, did all the work and found us a better company and a cheaper company. She'll do the same for you. 813-877-7799. Do something about these high rates. Shop them around. Could save you lots of money. It's Italiano Insurance. Been doing business here locally for over 60 years. 813-877-7799. Tell them JP sent you. Are you looking for an honest AC and plumbing company? I mean, that's like trying to find a humble Saints fan, right? Well, try my friends at Third Generation AC and Plumbing Services. Been in business since 1995 here locally. And listen to what one of their customers said. Quote, the gentleman providing the service was exceptional, on time, knowledgeable, professional, and experienced. He was efficient, cleaned up behind himself, and did the work expeditiously. He not only repaired a sink, he repaired our toilet that was constantly running. We have used this company several times. They are awesome. Says it all, folks. Testimonials really say it all. Call 813-961-8024 for honest, fast service. 813-961-8024 or thirdgenerationplumbing.com. We also do AC.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show with JP out there at Bucs training camp trying to brave the heat, if you will, because being in the car there, I guarantee.
I moved inside. I wished out.
That's okay.
I was hoping for some cloud cover, but no.
Yeah.
So
it's no cloud cover there. Only time it rains is usually on the weekends, although it rained last night. It seemed like almost all night long. But with that being said, open phone lines. If you want to talk about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what are you looking forward to? Position battles, offensive rookie, defensive rookie, 727-255-0391 at 727-255-0391. Who's going to make the biggest impact, Bucs fans? And if you want to talk about the Rays, you can. I wanted to get into the NFL expanding to 18 games, and then we'll get out to the Jake Paul stuff. So we got all kinds of content from that fight the other night, which was fun. It was a long day, but it was great.
Woo.
It was, the fight itself, I will say this. I thought Perry had him on the ropes a couple times there. He hit him.
Really?
He hit him a couple times. Definitely shook him a little bit. Jake looked like he was a little bit tired. He talks about that, so we'll get into, because I even asked him. He said to Ariel Helwani, which, by the way, I got an interview with him for a little bit.
Nice job.
Thank you very much. I can go ahead and try to get that interview also up here, talking wrestling, because I'm always going to talk wrestling when it comes to that guy.
Of course.
Interviewing CM Punk and other wrestlers, but he even admitted that he made some mistakes, so we definitely got into that. But 18-game season by the NFL, Roger Goodell, they kind of foreshadowed to this, expanding the season all the way out to President's Day. I like the idea, even though it's an 18-game season. You expand the Super Bowl to a 3-day weekend. For me, it's tough because that Sunday after the Super Bowl, you got to go back to work. you know how I feel about my job. But then you have to have the realization after doing all that partying that football season is over. So if you expand that and you give people that Monday to kind of reassess things and say, okay, I need to get that hangover out of my system. I need to realize that there's no football at this point, that I've got to watch baseball or basketball or hockey, whatever you want to watch. I think it's a good idea. What do you say about the 18-game season?
Well, it was inevitable as the Democrats dumping Joe Biden. You didn't see either one of these coming. You're not paying attention. You're just not paying attention.
Right.
It was inevitable, and 18 games is a lot of freaking games, man. 2 bye weeks are absolutely necessary. It's going to lead to more injuries, but hey, it leads to more money. And if the players want to play it, then nobody should be bitching. The players have to okay it, and they're going to get a lot more money. So everybody's happy. Go play the games. I mean, at this point, more NFL, more football season. I ain't complaining about that. Let's go.
Yeah, I think I would say let's go too. And you have Christmas and everything like that. Netflix buying into that deal with $75 million they're paying for a game to have it on Christmas. So it's a big business. Streaming is a big business when it comes to the NFL going forward. And then also, it's kind of hypocritical to a certain degree, right? Because it just shows the true colors of the league itself. The players are part of the league. They make these decisions. If the players don't want to play an 18th game, they don't have to. Right.
They could go back to they could collectively bargain back to 16 if they wanted to, but they're going to give up money. So it's all part of the process, and that's the way it should be. Not like college where you just have a bunch of elites and money-making people that never put their ass on the line telling you what you're going to do, and the players have no say. At least here in the NFL, they're treated like employees, and they can bargain, and they can have a union, which is exactly what they should be treated like in college football as well. That's only fair. So, yeah, it's 18 games. Players are signing off on it. I would say this, though. That's enough. 18 games is enough. I think anything else beyond that is just ridiculous. Of course, we thought that about 16 games was enough. But so here we are at 18.
Yeah.
But I don't think they need to go any past that. That just seems like lunacy to me. But here we go. All good.
Yeah. Well, the real Slim Shady, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes, Joe Burrow, had this suggestion. He feels like they should have 2 bye weeks. With the 18-game season,
that's going to be part of it. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea by Joe Burrow. He's right on the money with that. John has this question, which I think everybody's wondering. How are the Buck cheerleader tryouts going? Is that why you got kicked out? Is that why you went into your car?
Well, I was invited about 5 years ago to be on the selection committee.
Really?
Yeah. And I came and, there was like 2 or 3 different workouts that we saw and brought them forth, and they did their dancing and all those things. And I thought it was great. It was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, there you go.
But I wasn't asked back for some reason.
All right, sorry.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I didn't do anything wrong as far as I know. No, they rotate people in the media every year. So, but one year I got to do it, and that was very nice of them. But when's my turn coming up again?
Right, exactly. When's your turn coming up again? Exactly. And of course, Hard Knocks is coming with the Chicago Bears. Any intrigue in that? And then we'll get out to Jake Paul here.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, Caleb Williams, all the players that they've added. Yeah, I'm very, very intrigued by Mr. Eberflus and his crew. Yeah, I think there's some intrigue there with the Bears. Absolutely. And I think, Caleb's a different cat, so I think it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be Jameis Winston interesting, with the long rhymes and all the others. I mean, you ain't getting that out of Caleb Williams. I mean, is there anybody better for Hard Knocks than Jameis Winston?
Oh,
seriously. Was there anybody better?
17 with Dirk Cutter, and then of course interrupts. I mean,
you remember? We should go find that audio. Yeah. With Jameis. It was Jameis. Fitzy, right? And it was the third, Ryan, what's his name?
Ryan, the guy, Tom Brady's bodyguard, that walked him out. Not Blaine Gabbert. What's his name? Ryan.
How do we forget his name? He was here for 50 years.
Never played it out. And it was every Bucs fan's hope, because if Jameis couldn't get it done and Fitzpatrick couldn't get it done, this guy could get it done.
So anyway, they're getting ready to go out to the game, and he had this rhyme. It's like, and the other guys would repeat it, and it just went on and on and on. And then later on, they showed Fitz. Jameis is like, "What'd you think of my rhyme?" He goes, "It's good. It's good." He goes, "It's a little long." So I think we did a little. I think we went a little too far, but it was good. It was like, but we probably shortened it up. He's like, "Yeah, I thought so. Thought it went a little long."
Yeah, just a little bit. And I like Jason Light, where you see the true side of Jason Light, where there's a running back at the time that decides to go with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm trying to think, from Boise State, and Jason Light wants to bring him back.
Was it Doug Martin?
It was not Doug Martin. It was, and this is 2017. Was it?
Who was that cat?
McMillan. What was his name? God,
yeah, McMillan.
Yeah, was
that guy.
Yes. I'm trying to think of it right now. But he basically
come on, Nathan Elliott, you got it. You know all these names.
He says F him right on the he decides to go to San Francisco instead of staying with the Bucs. He goes F him.
That's right. Yeah.
Love it. All right. Jason Light also keeps receipts. So all to the national media out there, even some of the local media, he's got your number, guys. So just continue to fuel that fire, if you will, with those stupid predictions. If the NFL cared about player safety, they would expand the roster to 70, says Rick.
They got to expand the rosters. They need a bye week. But again, this is all collectively bargained. You know who doesn't want the rosters expanded? Players. Mm-hmm. You know why? Because that means less money. Because they still get 52% of the revenues, right? But now they got to cut that up into a bigger pie or smaller pieces of the pie. Wouldn't be much, but it would, it would be the established players in the league now who are doing the bargaining, right, would be giving up more money. So you won't. So when these players bitch about, we need more players, we need more bye weeks, this is all collectively bargained. What are you willing to give up to get it? So
Ryan
Griffin, if you agree to it, shut up.
Yep. Ryan Griffin is the quarterback, and
Ryan Griffin. Thank you.
Nichols decided to choose the 49ers, I believe. Yep.
Jeremy McNichols. Yeah, Mick Nichols.
Yeah, Mick Nichols.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Rick says JP didn't come back to cheerleader tryouts because he kept asking, aren't there any male cheerleaders? Oh, come on, guys.
Yes, there are male cheerleaders, by the way.
There are absolutely male cheerleaders.
Maybe that's why they didn't ask me back.
No, it's okay.
Because when I was judging, there were no male cheerleaders.
Okay, well there you go.
That year.
No, not that year at all. Yes, Bucs 5th round pick in 2017 out of Boise State, and of course, Bucs fans at the time would want to make that comparison that he was the next coming of Doug Martin because he was out of Boise State, and of course, it never worked out. Now, if you don't know my story here, I'm the Rolex reporter because I got a Rolex from Jake Paul. Well, this is the first time, and this is on the Zone, to ask Jake, and of course, I had to thank him from the Rolex, and I asked him about this fight. This is before the fight, what he was most concerned about with Mike Perry, and what Perry was most concerned about with Jake. And here is their interaction here live on the JP Peterson Show. Here we go. Peter Blake, big fight weekend, the Rolex reporter. Thank you, Jake, for being a man of your word after giving the Rolex like you said you would. This question is for you and also Mike. What's your biggest concern with Mike? And Mike, what's your biggest concern with Jake in this fight?
Yeah, he's unorthodox. That's about it. So the first 30 seconds to a minute, just finding my timing and range, and then the fight's over. That's really about it.
Really, I switch stances sometimes, but I'm really an orthodox fighter, so I don't know how I'm unorthodox.
So that
punch
means
people in the face.
That means like your stance is a regular stance, not southpaw.
I think that one went over your head, Jake.
That's kind of like how the interaction was between both of those guys. And our good friend Rock Riley was out there. He was asking questions about Mike Tyson. It was just fun to be a part of that press conference. Now, the next question, and I actually followed somebody who came on there from TikTok, and he was trying to ask the question, what are you going to do to Mike Perry when Jake has you down? Are you going to be saying, oh, Poppy, oh, Poppy? It was kind of funny. This is a little midget guy, and I'm following this guy, and Ariel Helwani is like, get this guy out of here. I don't like this at all. So I have to follow this clown, and I go with this comment here on working with Larry Wade, who we've interviewed, who's his trainer on the sports web, and the most dangerous version of Jake Paul after the fight and what he learned from the two previous fights here. Again, on the JP Peterson Show.
We're not doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Peter Blake, big fight weekend. This question is for you, Jake. How are you always say skills to pay the bills, how those skills improve with learning under Coach Larry Wade?
Yeah, we got an amazing team. Coach Larry Wade, third, Jalen Love. It's a team full of world championship level and experience. And this past year has been a different Jake Paul, showing up into the gym, learning in the gym, and I really haven't been able to display my skills because of the first round knockouts, and likely that'll happen again on Saturday, but I really have so many tools in the shed that I'm ready to pull out and to get warmed up as the rounds go on and just display all the new things we've been working on.
And the coach said that the most dangerous version of Jake Paul is after the fight. So what do you get after these first two fights that you've had where you knocked out your opponent in the first round?
I don't know if I understand. Like the most dangerous version.
The most dangerous version of the problem child is after the fight because you're able to gain more skills. You've gotten better. You're able to look at those fights. What do you get from them? How do you get better after those two fights?
Yeah, no, that experience under the lights is priceless. And we just come back with each camp and elevate each time. And people, again, haven't seen the fighter that I am. There's no footage that could prepare anyone for what I'm going to do on Saturday.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. Great questions. Was there one more?
I'll tell you what I take out of that. Ariel Helwani, who's a true professional, saying great questions. I'm like, damn, man, that's great. So I didn't want to embarrass.
Good question.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we saw that on Saturday night. Again, I think he struggled a little bit. He kind of did a Dennis Green. He let him off the hook. And even TJ mentioned this. We're out there with TJ Reeves and, of course, Travis Faley of Rocket Sports and Entertainment. He had opportunities to knock out Perry, and Perry continued to stick around there because he's got such a hard head. And then it got to a point in that sixth round where he gave him a combination, and then Perry got up. The ref was trying to say, are you okay? He wobbled the other way, and the fight was over. A lot of people mentioned, well, the fight was fixed because Perry didn't guard himself. He didn't put his gloves up. But, you know, he's a bare-knuckle fighter. He is not going to necessarily have all those boxing skills at the end of the day. So, of course, Jake has the advantage when it comes down to it. And I wish I had that question because I asked Perry after the fight, did he have more of a respect for Jake? And he even said, yeah, I have a respect for Jake. I had to, kind of talk the fight up, but I definitely have a lot of respect for Jake. Now, this was the question for Jake after the fight because he even admitted to Ariel during the post conference that he did make some mistakes. Well, of course, me being the Rolex reporter here, JP, I want to dig in. I want to see what kind of mistakes he was talking about and some interesting tidbits here from not only him, but also Nikisa, his manager here on the JP Peterson Show. Jake, you talked about some mistakes that you made in this fight. Can you expound on that just a little bit?
Yeah, I'm a perfectionist, and I wasn't perfect because he hit me like 5 times. One was good, one good punch he landed, so I just need to go back to the drawing board so I don't get hit at all. But I think it just had to do with my energy more so than anything else, and being able to throw more punches. That's what I didn't feel very good in there tonight. But you live and you learn. I haven't gone more than 1 round in a year, so this was great experience.
Watch his podcast that he put out this week. This guy was very sick until this Wednesday. You can listen to him in the face-to-face, and people commented online, why does he sound so nasally? He's been sick for a week. He, again, caught something right before the fight. but the entire time he was resolute that he wanted to go through with it. But he's a warrior. He's a tough man for sure.
And dropping 38 pounds
in 4 weeks.
In 4 weeks, when I was going to be a heavyweight. I'm not saying that was why, but I mean, it might have something to do with it.
I mean, it's a great point that hasn't been mentioned.
He dropped 38 pounds.
Well, yeah,
that's not good. That's not good.
I remember talking to Coach Larry Wade about this, and I tried to ask him, what's Jake's weight right now, and he basically said in so many words, the scale is broke. We don't know. We're not going to go into that because, of course, the rumor was it's not a rumor, but the reality was that he was trying to put on weight to fight Mike Tyson, and that was
right. Of course.
To happen.
Tyson's about 250 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
240, 250.
I don't know. And
he had to come. He had cut 38 pounds. Now you can't. That means you're not eating.
Yep.
That means you're not. You're training hard and not eating. That's not good for the body.
No,
it's not good for the body, and he knows that. I mean, everybody knows that. But that's tough. I didn't know he had cut 38 pounds for this fight. That's a lot. That's a lot in a few weeks. That's like in a month, right?
Yeah. That's in a month. That's crazy and again, putting on a great show, and it was over 20,000, and the electricity. And I don't care what anybody.
I could say this. I could say this for him. He was sick. He cut 38 pounds, and he showed up. He's no Morgan Wallen. No Morgan Wallen. I can tell you that.
No, he's not. He's definitely not. And I'll tell you right now, the fans definitely showed up in a flock, whether they like Jake Perry or Jake Paul. Whether they like him or not, they want to see him either win or get knocked out. Now, the other story about this was Amanda Serrano, who could be possibly, if not the greatest women's boxing champion of all time in her 50th fight. I asked her about what MVP Jake and Nakisa meant to her, and here's what she had to say. This for Amanda. Can you talk about how much MVP Jake and Nakisa have meant to your career, putting you basically on the map? And everybody already should have known about you because you're a great boxer.
I've said it from the very beginning, was the easiest and best decision I ever made to be part of MVP. Jake Nakisa changed my life, my family's life, my team's life. 100%. Now I sit here in front of you, a multi-millionaire with a lot more followers and a lot more people seeing women's boxing. Women can fight, women can sell, we can perform and put on a great show. And thanks to these men over here, my trainer Jordan Maldonado, I think this is the dream team. And I'm super happy and proud to be here.
Look, we've had our up and downs together, just like any family does, but we are family, right? When that scuffle happened yesterday, I saw Jordan rush up onto the stage immediately because his family was under attack. So it's a beautiful partnership, and this is the greatest female boxer of all time. Nobody can dispute that claim.
Thank you.
And of course, she has that blemish against Katie Taylor. Great stuff there by Nakisa. She is just down to earth. I love interviewing her. We've interviewed her.
She's
before.
awesome.
She is, and she should get more credit. And you say whatever you want to about Jake Paul, but MVP Jake Paul, the reason why Serrano is out there right now is because of what he's doing. His antics off the mat that people criticize, that's the antics that are making her money and that organization money and making boxing once again relevant, which, let's face it, JP, it hasn't necessarily been relevant. And these people are coming along, and of course, Jake and MVP making it relevant. Now, of course, the question that had to follow up, is she ready for Katie Taylor? Now, you know this all too well. An athlete comes to you. I interviewed Devin Hester before. I said, are you a Hall of Famer? He said, what do you think? I said, I know you're a Hall of Famer. You tell me. Well, the same thing kind of happened here, and I kind of went back to her and had to get the response, and here's what she had to say about being ready for Katie Taylor here on the JP Peterson. And do you think you're ready for Katie Taylor?
Do you think I'm ready?
I think you're ready.
I feel good at this weight. I feel strong. I know Katie Taylor is obviously not Stevie Morgan, but I'm coming in here with a more confident demeanor, and it's going to be a good fight this time, promise.
And of course, Morgan, she talked all kinds of trash. Tampa, nobody's seen me. I fought 14 fights in Colombia. I'm trying to hold my style secret. And Serrano came out there and absolutely just whipped her.
Listen, Samantha Serrano, I think TJ told me this. She was making about $5,000 a fight before she signed on with MVP, and now she's making $3 to $5 million a fight. So yeah, that was a good decision. And female boxing, hey, women's sports in general are crushing it right now, and I'm here for it. At least for most of it. If they don't, if the WNBA can get out of their own way, they might get a little bit more impact as well. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff in the fight game, Peter. That was really, really good. And I want to talk to you about what you think about Jake can do with Mike Tyson. We'll do that next week. It'll be very, very interesting. I can't wait to see that fight, man. That's going to be unbelievable. 100,000 people in AT&T Stadium. Let's hope it goes on. It's crazy that we're talking about Mike Tyson at 56, 58 years old, but 58's the new 38, baby. So let's go.
Let's go. Let's absolutely go.
All right, wrapping it up here from Bucks training camp. I saw Mike Evans did some post game. Anton Winfield Jr. talked to the press as well, so we'll have those interviews for you tomorrow. Among things Mike Evans said today, said Chris Godwin looks like 2019 Chris Godwin. So looking forward to that, and he's right. He's absolutely right. Chris has got a new pep in his step. So finally fully recovered from that devastating cheap shot injury at the Saints. So great job, Peter. Thank you guys for listening. Remember to tell all your friends. You got to watch the JP Peterson Show. If you're a Tampa Bay sports fan, 2 hours. We do it every single day. We sit out in the heat. We do it all for you guys. We love it, and we thank you all for watching. So please like and subscribe on our YouTube page and all our social media at the JP Peterson Show. Follow that Twitter as well. Great job, Peter. We will see you guys tomorrow from Bucks Camp again. See you then.
Track, cross promote the track.
This is FanStream Sports.
Can I please have your attention? And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Yes! Here we go!
I guess I want to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about my pants.
Oh, yeah. Welcome into the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show. That show that you've accidentally tapped on and now you're here and you can't remove it from your screen because we've running viruses all through your network. Maybe not kidding. That show that has the text line 214-937-0569. And me, I'm Colby Sapp. And the guy that bobs his head and pushes buttons and it's probably diddling your mom. It's one IndyCar Tim. What's up, Tim?
Colby, I don't have a virus. I've been checked, and I am clean as of 7 years ago.
All right, well, not enough proof. Not enough proof. We do have a gentleman that's going to be in here talking, and he likes to talk dirt track, but we're going to make him talk other things because...
Did you say gentleman? You son of a...
Well, then I was going to go to some other direction, but, you know, here he is. It's Riggs, everybody. What's up?
What's up, you, man?
Man, I had to fight the rain to get over here, but glad to be with you guys tonight. I thought it would be fun to be watching you guys. And, Tim's always look bobbing his head, as usual.
I like our song.
Is it really that?
It's a good song. We have a show, by the way. I don't know if it's a good show. You can decide for yourself. It could be great. It could be, well... There is a news and notes story coming up later that involves the penis. So that should be exciting for most and all of you, because anytime penis and news and notes gets together, well...
It's our show, Colby.
It's a good time.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Penises and bears riding bicycles.
Yes. If we can somehow find a story that involves bears riding bicycles, oh my gosh, my words in my mouth.
I thought you were going to say bears riding binaries.
Well, you know, could have been. Nothing was getting together. That file cabinet was currently closed, but we have some stuff there. Sports report. Tim's got sports he wants to talk about, and of course, I want to talk about Dimwitty. So we're going to have a fight. But
What'd you call him?
Dimwitty.
Careful.
Yeah, that's his name. You know what? We could just go to the mall and go to Spencer's if you'd like.
All right, there's good stuff in there.
Good
Lots
bad.
of sex toys.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is a weird bit though to have a store in the middle of the mall.
It's not weird. It's very
with
American.
Sex toys right in the middle of the mall. But then you walk around Walmart and you realize that they have
Right.
also a sex toy aisle.
There's not a whole lot of fleshlights there, but if you want a vibrating candle holder, they probably have got that there.
Colby, do you want to borrow my fleshlight?
No, I sure don't.
You want to go mudding?
No, none of those things. Good, bad, and ugly. We do birthdays. That's where we do birthdays. If you're waiting on birthdays, that's where we do birthdays.
Colby, have you ever experimented with vibrating anal beads?
Have not, will not, and that answer will always be no.
One of these days.
Mystery shotgun, we finally get to bury, that is, the Crapolite. Thank God it's over. I'm done hate watching this humongous piece of crap.
It's greatness.
Oh, dear sweet God. I wish it would it went away. And thank goodness, I don't think we have to worry about season 2.
Oh, it's coming back.
And then I've got some confirmed now. The things that I told you about Deadpool and Wolverine, they're all now confirmed. And so if you want to go in and not be shocked by anything you see on the screen, or hey, if you do, I'll try and give you the spoiler-free news and is this my phone that keeps going off? I swear to God, I keep.
Is it your mom calling again?
Probably.
Colby, did you know we had a professional football game played in a mall? We're going to talk about that in the second hour.
What?
Yeah, played inside of a mall. A professional football game, a championship game played in a mall. And we're going to talk about it in the second hour.
But before we get into all of that, I have discovered something in my jaunts around grocery stores, and it's the ability to have the $2.34 lunch. Would y'all like to know
what year is this?
My lunch hack.
Yeah, and which grocery store?
It costs different at different grocery stores, this hack. It is $3.56 at Kroger's, or it is $2.34 at Walmart. It's basically the same thing. And if Albertsons is around the same as Kroger's is.
What about Skaggs Alpha Beta?
Don't go to Skaggs.
Or Food Lion?
No. Don't. You don't want tainted meat, sir.
You remember that, huh?
Wait, did you say taint?
Yeah.
Taint meat.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I eat.
Nobody wants taint meat. But the food hack that I have for you guys is if you're down on your luck and you're just looking for a little lunch real quick, right? Or maybe you just don't have a lot of cash and you don't want to get out the card. Whatever it is. But if you've got $3, I can get you lunch.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do.
What's her name?
They go to you go over to the bakery section and they have their single serve rolls. These things are 34 cents.
What?
Or you're looking at about 99 cents at Kroger.
But a roll, $1 for one roll.
For a roll, like a Cuban.
Big roll. Okay, gotcha.
Like a Cuban roll,
Gotcha.
right? Or a boleo roll, right? Or bolio, however you want to say it. Sounds too much like polio, so I don't say it like that. You go get one of those, and then they always have near the boar's head or near the deli counter, they've got mustard, mayonnaise, relish, all that stuff, right? Grab that and a knife. Then you go over to the meat section, and you grab you 2 packs of buttings. 83 cents a piece. Put that all together and you got a sandwich that's about the size of your face. Congratulations, you've got lunch for $2.34. Actually, a little less because at Walmart the budding packs are 83 cents a piece.
Nice. That's I grew up poor, so budding is like that was a staple at our house anyway.
Right. So that's my quick and fast hack. I was going to ask you guys, since I come up with that one, is there a certain cheap meal hack off the top of your head? There was no pre-show done by this, by the way. Off the top of your head, is there?
What's a pre-show?
Yeah, we talked about stupid shit. Off the top of your head, is there some go-to? I'm not just talking about, hey, I'm going to make some instant ramen or ramen, depending on which part of the South you're from.
Ramen noodles.
Yeah.
Ramen numerals. Roman numerals.
Or who you dated.
Right. Or who everybody loves. I don't know. It'll take a second for them to get that one.
That was funny.
Okay.
I got it. That was funny.
Struggling.
So, do y'all have any of those things that you have? Because that's in my rep.
So are we talking about at home or when you're out in a boat?
It's either or. Your go-to, I I don't want to either. I don't have or I don't want to spend money, but I got to eat.
I think I make my own like cheese roll-ups at home.
Okay.
In the microwave, tortilla and some cheese. Roll it up and go
all day. I had those the other day. Actually, I had those the other day. At my house, we have a family of 4. But I'm telling you right now, you can never go wrong with chili dogs. Literally, chili dogs for a family of 4 cost about $7.15.
That's not bad. My favorite thing that involves chili and cheese is to take a mound of shredded cheese, put it on a plastic plate with just a little bit of Pam on the bottom of it. Throw it in the microwave. Yeah, it'll pop a little bit. It'll crisp up. Then you put your chili on top of it and you roll that thing up. Cold chili on the hot cheese.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Now you've got crunchy cheese and chili in a bowl.
So we talking about like Wolf brand chili or the off brand chili? What's the deal?
Colby probably makes his own.
I mean, I do too.
Out of gluten-free beans and
No,
cottage cheese.
first of all, it's not chili if it has beans in it.
I agree.
MFer.
I agree. But I didn't know you knew that.
You just made stew that's flavored
Exactly.
like
It's
chili.
bean stew with beef added to it.
So
this is bean soup with meat.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, we have gone through that little bit, but
Colby, I have a question for both of you guys.
you do.
So I heard something on the way here that I wanted to discuss, and now it seems like as good a time as any.
All right, do it.
I'm going to start by asking you guys a question. I need you to answer it.
All right.
What is the name of the NFL team based in Cincinnati?
The Bengals.
The Bungles. Well, they were anyway. The Bungholes. The Cincinnati Bungholes.
Colby, say yours again.
Bengals.
Okay.
The Bengals.
Okay.
It's regional, as my wife would say.
Reason I ask this question, because strolling into work today, listening to, of course, the G-Bag Nation on 105.3 to the Fan 2 to 7 weekdays.
If you see me, beer me, N.A.
One, Eric Chiafolo. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Zach Wolchuk.
Okay. The Woolly Bully.
The Woolly Bully was going off about the Bengals.
The Bengals.
And he kept saying the Bengals, just like you did, Colby.
Yeah.
Isn't that bracelets?
And I texted him. I texted in and I said, why does Zach keep calling the NFL team in Cincinnati the all-girl 80s pop band? They're the Cincinnati Bengals, not the Cincinnati Bengals.
No, they're named after the Bengal tiger.
No, they're named after the Bengal tiger.
No.
He texted me back. He's like, oh, my God, I'm sorry. Did I say Bengals? And I was like 7 times.
So does he walk like an Egyptian?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? That's kind of a weird deal.
But you know what's funny? So then I got to thinking, when I was like a little kid, I probably said Bengals, right? Then I got to thinking some other NFL teams that I mispronounced as a child.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't so much the team, but then I started to remember when I was, I don't know, sub 10 years old, right? Watching the Steelers beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowls. I used to call the city that the Steelers played in Pittsburgh.
Did you say pitch?
Yeah, I can remember calling it Pittsburgh. And I can remember like in middle school or something, like realizing, oh, there's no H there. It's Pittsburgh. And then it sounded weird for another 10 years when I said Pittsburgh. But the Woolly Bully's not 10 years old. And neither are you, Colby.
No, but I just say it how I say it.
Learn to talk English.
If you don't like how I say it, well, you know what? Fuck you. How about that?
I was just trying to figure out what
ask me.
Trying to figure out what the consensus was. Is it Bengals or Bengals?
It's the Bengals.
Huh. All right.
It's the Chandler Bengals.
Nobody knows who Chandler Bing is.
Well, you knew what it was.
Well, because I'm old.
Well, we all need friends. Let's move on.
All right, Colby, take control of this show. I'm in the ditch. Get us out.
All right. So time to grab the wheel as I now look at Tim and say, hey, Tim.
Hey, Colby.
What day is it today, bud?
Oh, wow. You're ready to go there, aren't you? I'm glad you asked, Colby. Today is Monday. It is not hump day, as I realize now.
Hump day?
Because I was 52 years old when I realized what hump day meant. And it wasn't sexual. We did a show about that, actually. What day it is, Colby, if I may present this to you, and will. Today is Casual Pie Day.
Pie.
And apparently this is referring to the mathematical pi. Now, we all know Pi Day is March 14th.
Correct.
So I don't know what Casual Pie Day means. It won't tell me. But it's like mentioned 3 different times on today.
So.
Is anybody a mathematician face?
No.
No.
Damn it.
Huh. Not at all. Math sucks for me. But I do have a funny pie story.
Shoot.
So Colby will know this because, he knows the wrestlings.
Uh-huh.
And back in the day, The Rock had this very famous skit about pie. And so probably had to been 99 because my wife and I had just started dating. We were a bunch of friends of ours at the Razzoos.
Uh-huh.
You know of the Razzoos, yeah?
Yeah, home of the rat toe.
They will burn your face off, rat toes too. So we're at dinner and old girl comes up and we've already had dinner and she's like, would you guys like dessert? And so I did the whole Rock bit on her and I was like, do you got apple pie or blueberry pie? What about poontang pie? And about 10 minutes later, the manager come over and said, like, yeah, you guys are done. You got to go.
Huh.
Yeah. But that story has been told like in legend for
Star Wars Legends?
Ever since. Almost, yeah.
Colby, it is also, and Will, it is also Lion's Share Day. So you're not supposed to share your lion.
How about your loins?
Which I've been known to do several times in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I was just always by myself.
Right.
But yeah, you're supposed to share with other people, I guess, or take
not
your
the
fair
lion's
share.
Your fair share is the lion's share.
So the lion's share, get ready to take more than your fair share on
Right.
this special occasion. Yeah, that's a stupid saying. They need to get rid of that. It doesn't make sense. It ain't American. How about Mango Day? Anybody eating mangoes? Does anybody?
I love mangoes.
Does anybody know how to post videos to Facebook?
Yes. I'm doing that right now, actually.
I did too.
It's a weird brag. Colby, how about National Fragile X Awareness Day? As Fragile X is apparently a killer syndrome that people have.
Is that where the lady's crazy? Or the dude?
Is that where X-Men came from?
They all.
Yeah.
Should they be called the Fragile X-Men?
No, that's another variant. They've had it's in between X-Force and X-Men. There's Fragile X.
X-Force. What about Delta Force? Where are they in all of this?
Chuck didn't let them go.
Greatest movie ever.
It's not really.
I know. How about National Hammock Day? Dude, that's what we need in the studio. We need a hammock.
Where the hell would you put it?
Oh, we'll find somewhere.
Oh, yeah, no, we'd hang it somewhere.
We've got a Pop-A-Shot coming. We've got a Golden Tea machine coming.
Yep.
We've got a Fireball machine to put next to the Jaeger machine. We got another kegerator maybe coming. I'm going to have to buy a full-size fridge now because we're going to run out of room. So, yeah, we may have to tear down a wall, Colby. Tear down this wall.
What's up?
How about National Panouche Fudge Day?
What the?
We going mudding, Colby?
No. And you know what? This will be one of the few times that food is mentioned and I go, what?
Panouche is a fudge made with butter, milk, brown sugar, and flavored lightly with vanilla. Okay, that just sounds like fudge.
I was going to say, that's just fudge.
Isn't that just fudge?
It's fudge. That is.
Who is this Panouche person?
I don't know, but you probably get their attention by doing this.
And if you pronounce it in Spanish, it means something totally different.
Yeah. Panuche. Pinche panuche, por favor.
That's right.
Mi novia. How about National Rat Catchers Day?
What? So cats?
You guys ever watch Rat Patrol? That was the greatest show ever, man.
No, man, my kids used to turn on that Billy the Exterminator. That's a wild-ass show right there.
Huh.
Never heard of it.
You should.
Billy the Exterminator? Sounds like an Adam Sandler movie.
Check it. Actually, it probably could be, dude. Go check it out on YouTube when you're bored and want to laugh, dude.
You have
The dude
movies
is
on YouTube?
Wild. You can watch a lot of stuff on YouTube.
You can watch movies on YouTube?
Yep.
Yes.
Not YouTube TV, but like
No,
YouTube.
it's a TV show. It's a TV show. Yeah, but a lot of stuff's up there. Yeah.
Huh. How about Pie Approximation Day? See, we're back to pie again. I don't know why.
Everybody loves pie.
Is that like when you're in the approximate
Except for
area
Kevin-
of a pie?
Except for Kevin Hagelin. He doesn't like pie.
No, he doesn't.
He's
He
a
doesn't
cake
like
dude.
Dr. Pepper or barbecue either.
Yeah, that's,
What?
but he loves barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's weird.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like pink Starburst either.
Nope.
That's the best Starburst.
We need to do a segment on what Kevin hates and just have him on and
Right.
let him go down the list.
Just call the segment the Kevin Hatelin.
Kevin Hatelin joins us now. How about Colby? It is National Spoonerism Day.
Is that? Oh wait, I don't want to be Little Spoon.
What does? No, that's me. I'm always Little Spoon, especially when I wake up spooning a homeless dude in New Orleans.
What?
So, I don't know what spoonerizing is, but this says it's time to celebrate by embracing the entertaining task of spoonerizing your narrative.
All right, Spoon Man, come together with your hand, save me. Wait, is that not it?
Overrated.
What?
Overrated song.
Go shoot yourself.
I mean, I like the band, but that's an overrated song.
It's a fun song.
We don't need it.
I mean, any rock song that also incorporates a dude playing spoons.
No, I get it, and I've seen the dude. I saw the dude, the real dude that they wrote that would play the spoons and that they wrote it about. I saw him, but I don't think we need it in a song. And then finally, Colby, to finish up what day it is today. World Brain Day.
Everybody go get your brain chip from Elon Musk.
What?
So you can play.
Is he doing that?
So you can play.
You don't get one when you buy a Tesla or a Cybertruck?
Dude, we've done stories about this.
I don't think it was him, though. I thought it was like Russia doing that.
No, it's literally him. There's still the dude that can like control his computer by just thinking about it. He's like stayed up after he got the surgery, just stayed up all night playing video games without a mouse.
We have covered some weird brain stuff, okay, on this show. But
I've had some weird brain stuff.
I don't remember like Elon being involved in brain chips.
Okay.
I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying my brain is full, apparently.
I should have sent you the picture today, speaking of Elon, of the somebody bought a Tesla truck and then they painted it like the General Lee.
I've seen that.
And they called it the General Electric.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Hilarious.
One of the most brilliant minds of our time, by the way.
Good.
Talking about Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Roscoe P.
All right, Colby. What do we do now? I don't have a run sheet.
It is time for Tim to look and find and hopefully get the little title screen as it's time for the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show's Sports Report. And before Tim gets into all the shit that he had written down that he offered, Sports Report again. Before he gets into all the things, Sports Report one more time. Before he gets into Sports Report again.
My computer's freezing. It won't play the stupid title.
Sports
Report.
There it is.
I got
it. Sports.
I fixed it.
Before we get into whatever Tim told that was going on in his brain in his sports section, I did want to get into the fact that the Dallas Mavericks weren't officially done with the greatness that they've already done. And they went out and got one Spencer Dinwiddie.
Careful.
This acquisition for this next year, as it's a 1-year deal, going along with what else they've done this offseason, I know Jerry said he was going for it, but damn, this looks like the Mavericks are officially going for it.
Well, I mean, they had nowhere to go but up.
They literally had...
After you were embarrassed in the finals.
They went to the finals.
And you were embarrassed.
It was embarrassing.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying they're playing off of what their weaknesses were, and they're improving the team. Right? Because they want to win.
But your statement of they have nowhere to go but up is literally the worst statement in that, because they were literally number 2 team in the league.
Right. So you got to go up.
There's a lot more down to go than there is up. There's only one slot up. There's a lot of down.
But you don't want to go down. You want to go up.
Right.
I always choose the top slot before I go to the lower slot.
Okay. Well,
you better watch out for that.
Just make sure that once you're in one, you don't go in the other one. Or else.
I go back and forth.
No, that's a bad idea by you.
Yeah.
With all sorts of appendages.
And Dipsy Dude, Dunkaroo.
So, Colby, Mr. Mavericks, tell me what Spencer Dinwiddie, how he's going to fit in to the offense here. I mean, we've already added Klay Thompson.
Right.
And I understand what he brings to the table, right? He's your perimeter defense, and he's your three-point shoot, one of your three-point shooters now.
Uh-huh.
The Mavs desperately needed perimeter defense. But what does Dinwiddie bring?
Dinwiddie's going to bring that scoring, that ability to drive when he needs to drive. It's what he's bringing also is a little bit of toughness. And then if you need him coming off the bench, like you're pretty much assured that, with the age of some of your players, you're going to have a couple of runs where you're not having everybody out there.
Right.
The fact that you're able to have this many guys on your team that can take control of a game, because you have Luka, you have Kyrie, you have Clay, Spencer Dinwiddie can also can take over a game. You have all these guys that can take a run. And with that, you also have, you look at everybody else there too, and you really see a mental toughness that's forming with this team.
Right.
Along with, you still got PJ, you still got Gafford, you've still got Lively, you still got all these other guys in place. Basically, what you're missing out on, what you lost Tim Hardaway Jr., which wasn't the greatest loss of all time.
Yeah, are we too concerned about that?
I did not like losing Derek Jones Jr. I really liked him. But if you're telling me you replaced Derek Jones Jr. with Spencer Dinwiddie, I think I'm okay with it.
I'll take it.
And if you're telling me that you replaced Tim Hardaway Jr. with Klay Thompson,
I'm in.
I'm totally in. This has been nothing but an upgrade. And this team looks great right now. I think they're done, because I can't imagine doing anything else. But imagine they do. Now, they don't have a lot of money, but imagine they do squeeze another thing out. If anything, you're now going to be looking at a team that this should be your championship team.
You still got to play Boston next year in the finals, potentially. I don't see anybody in the East knocking them off.
Well, there is some teams over in the East that could, if they got right. The Milwaukee Bucks, if they got right, could take care of Boston.
But I see teams that could knock the Mavericks off of the mountain in the West.
Who?
Well, I'm still scared of Oklahoma City.
Okay, they've gotten a little better, but the Mavericks have gotten a lot better.
Still not scared of Phoenix or Denver.
No,
or the Lakers.
Well, I don't even count them as a team anymore.
Not really.
Not scared of Minnesota. The Clippers. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think the Thunder are who scare me the most, and of course we haven't watched them play or this in the upcoming season, and that may change. But just and they were young. Look, last season they were super young,
right? And
they're on the way up. They are a team on the rise, as are the Mavericks. I think they're not as young as the Thunder, but they're definitely a team on the rise.
No, they're definitely a team on the rise. And something that people do forget is that this team was mainly formed at the trade deadline, so they haven't even have a full season under their belt together, and that's how they were playing.
The only deficiency I see with the Mavericks, Colby, don't flip the table.
Oh, shut up. No, don't even fucking say it.
Their head coach.
Okay. All right, that's, you know what, that's better than what I thought you were going to say.
What do you think I was going to say?
I thought you were going to try and say something about Luka, and I was going to come in there and grab you.
No, and you know what?
Beat the shit out of you.
And I've always said it, and I still believe it. Luka can't do it by himself, even though he tries. But the team, dude, the Klay Thompson signing for me, I think 1,000% helps Luka more than it helps the team overall. And Luka's the one that needed the help. Him and Kyrie Irving play well together, but I still think Luka tries to do it all by himself sometimes, and the team suffers for it.
Did you guys ever think that when Kyrie Irving was traded to Dallas that you would get this Kyrie Irving after all he's been through?
No, not at any long shot.
I had a little bit of hope because of the change in media that he was moving to. You have to understand that when you're
Los Angeles and New York, and
you're up in Northeast, and they just look for a reason to badger because they're getting that stuff that they need to get for their headlines. For the most part, the media in the Metroplex just really wants you to succeed. The fans more want you to fail than the media does.
True that.
Yeah.
So
He needed out of there. But no, I never, to answer your question, Will, I never thought we would see this. I was against the trade the whole time. And I think a lot of people were, and rightfully so, because nobody expected what we got out of Kyrie Irving.
I think it's like I liked his game, but I was like, man, he has literally been destructive everywhere he's been. And I hope he doesn't do that in Dallas. And he has been an exceptional teammate and player for the Mavericks. So I'm glad he's.
Boys, shifting gears here a little bit to the Cowboys.
All right.
We have had a possible hint
Squirrel.
of who may be your Dallas Cowboys coach in 2025.
Oh, Zim?
No.
Oh.
Because that's probably who I would pick, right? Like,
Right.
I think the consensus among, and I'd probably be okay with that. I don't know.
Yeah,
However,
in Minnesota, man.
From a media standpoint, I think I might like this guy better. He'd be more fun to write about, Will.
Oh, dear.
On our Cowboys pieces over there at cowboyscountry.com. Shameless plug.
Please don't say Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick has come out as one of the favorites to land the Dallas Cowboys job should when Mike McCarthy gets the axe.
Right.
There are 3 teams that he has been listed as the favorites for. The other 2 one of the other teams, potential.
It's got to be the Eagles.
Coaching hot seat. It's the Eagles.
Yeah, it's got to be there because Sirianni, if they don't do shit this year,
He may go
he's
mid-season.
fired, Yeah.
The other team, I kind of get.
The New England Patriots.
No. He'll never go back there.
The Miami Dolphins.
I think their coach is safe. Mike McDaniel is safe. But you're in the right division.
The New York Jets?
No. Well, now you're just running out of teams.
Well, I mean, now
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, Sean McDermott's not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah, no, he is.
He
gone.
I can see it. And look, I get it because look who they lose to every year. The Chiefs or the Bengals.
That little bobblehead's about to be shown the door.
But, the Bills not going back to a freaking cold weather team. I don't care if they're building a new stadium or not. It's still outdoors.
There's a couple of things in this thought process if Bill Belichick is actually going to be your new head coach starting in 2025 for the Dallas Cowboys. And one of those things is that means Dak's here. Because you're not going to start Bill Belichick with a rookie quarterback.
How do you know Bill Belichick doesn't come here? They let that go, and he trades for Mac Jones.
Okay, shut up, Tim. That means that Dak Prescott's going to be, because he's going to be retained.
Okay.
Because you're not going to start with a different quarterback.
No.
You're not going to
I
go.
agree.
You're not going to do that. The other thing that happens that makes sense with this is Tuna 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is what this is. This is going out and getting the man that showed Brian Broaddus his balls.
That was Al Davis.
No, that was.
That
Tuna.
was Tuna, wasn't it? Yeah, you're right.
He's going to go get in that version, that guy, to basically be the disinfectant for this locker room, to be the redo-over to.
We got a funny comment here, Colby. From Jason Krantz watching on Facebook. Who would you rather coach, the Cowboys or a 24-year-old girlfriend? I rest my case. Well, Jason, I can speak from a little bit of experience. Didn't have a 24-year-old girlfriend because she was 22.
Oh. Jason's my buddy. He's up in Stillwater. He runs a
I
radio
would
station in
rather
Stillwater, Oklahoma.
coach the Cowboys because it probably pays better.
Probably a lot better.
But there
It
you
costs
go.
you money to coach a 22-year-old, 24-year-old.
But thanks for chiming in, Jason.
That costs you money doing that.
I think I'm going to go with the Cowboys too.
Well, you're obligated to, sir.
No, I mean, if you talk about just coaching, I mean, depends on what was lost in translation. But I think just because of the money, I'll go with the Cowboys.
Okay, see, and I agree, it's a money thing.
Mhm.
But see, this is a unique.
But does Bill get the reins though?
No. So this is a part of the unique situation that his coming to the Cowboys would bring. He's not going to be the GM. He's not going to be in charge of personnel. He'll have a say, but he won't be in charge of personnel. And at 4 years old, he just wants to coach. He wants to have a say in stuff, but he's not going to get that anywhere else. That's part of the reason he didn't go to Atlanta, because they weren't going to give him full control. Nobody is going to give him full control wherever he goes. That's not going to be a thing anymore, I don't think.
Not at this point.
But you know what? I'm kind of in on this.
And the idea of him and McClay sitting there, picking their own guys without Jerry or Steven or anybody.
Jerry Jones Jr. sticking his neck in there.
Yeah. Just
bringing him coffee.
Where Bill just describes what he wants and Will says, "Be right back."
Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah. Then he goes in. That sounds amazing. Now, that's going to feed into if you've won a Super Bowl for another team, they've never gone to another team and won the Super Bowl.
It's true.
That's just never happened.
Mm-mm.
So, I mean,
especially at 74.
Of course, that would also, if he did that would be the ultimate FU back at Tom Brady.
Oh my God, how great would that be, dude? No. He comes to Dallas and Brady comes out of retirement to play for the Cowboys.
Shut your mouth, dude. Shut your mouth.
It's happening.
No, that's not happening.
He'll be 50. Brady will be 50 by then, probably.
But so if you put all things even, and both Philadelphia and Dallas need a head coach, and you're Bill Belichick, are you taking the Dallas Cowboys, or are you going to the Philadelphia?
He's not going to Philly. Nobody wants to go to Philly.
Well, the idea behind he doesn't want to have to walk around in the hoodie a whole lot anymore and be cold because he's 70.
His 24-year-old girlfriend was like, "Ditch the hoodie, honey. Mm-hmm. Wear like a dress shirt or a polo shirt or something."
He's going to be wearing topsiders on the sidelines next year or year after next.
Nobody knows what that is.
Boat shoes? Nobody knows what topsiders are.
Okay, boat shoes.
You could have just went with that.
Yeah,
it's
boat
the same
shoes.
Things. Topsiders.
Nobody calls it topsiders.
I do.
You could have went with penny loafers.
That's not the same thing.
Huh?
Penny loafers are not the same as boat shoes.
Yeah, penny loafers are the same thing as boat shoes. The difference is
boat shoes have laces.
No, the difference is that the boat shoes don't have pennies in them. The penny loafers do.
No.
Well, boat shoes are made out of canvas. Penny loafers are made out of leather.
Boat shoes
Shoe talk.
Boat shoes have laces.
Not all of them.
Yes.
Slip-on boat shoes.
No, well, they're all slip-on, but they have laces.
Mine never did. I just had the
white
canvas.
Then you don't have boat shoes,
what
sir.
What are they called? The white shoes you just slip on your foot.
Dudes?
What did you say?
That's Doobs.
No, Dudes, the brand.
Hey Dudes.
Those shoes.
Hey Dudes?
Whatever they're called. Hey Doobie Doobie
Those
Doo.
are just Hey Dudes.
Hey,
I'm talking about the canvas ones that are white and you stick them on your foot and you don't have time.
I can tell I'm going to have to put this on the screen for you guys. Usually I'm putting hot chicks on the screen for Colby.
Right.
But Will shows up, and now I'm showing topsiders on the screen. There's something wrong here, Colby.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Look, these are topsiders / boat shoes as we wait for it to load here. Our internet's a little slow. Right here.
Okay.
Those are boat shoes / topsiders.
Those look like some Yankee boat shoes right there. Something like East Coast boat shoes.
No, that's what they are. They're like you wear them on yachts. That's what Jerry wears on his boat.
Jerry flew a helicopter one time to a football game I was calling in high school because his grandson played for Highland Park and they were playing at 40.
There you go, Colby. That's the difference. All right, so everybody's out on Belichick.
No, I'm in.
Okay, we got 3 minutes left in the segment. Not that we pay attention to the clock. The other Cowboys point I wanted to get to is there is increasing discussion / speculation / irresponsible reporting by many members of the media, mostly national. I think I've heard a local guy say this. Talked to David Moore a little bit this morning, and he didn't see this as the case, but apparently Dak Prescott has become more of a priority than what we thought. Whereas we've been saying and talking about the Cowboys aren't interested in talking to him. They're going to let him play out the season. They're worried about CeeDee Lamb right now. But now we hear that may be changing and that Dak may be more of a priority. But Dak's already come out and said, if we don't get it done before the season, we're not getting it done. And they'll have to wait. So my question to you boys if all three, so Dak, CD, and Micah,
Uh-huh.
let's say they're all due right now. Micah, of course, has another year. All three of them are due right now, and you can only pay one. Who is the priority between those three?
You have to have a quarterback to win, man.
So you pay one, the other two go away.
Okay, quarterback.
You got to pay the quarterback.
It's going to be Dak?
Yeah.
But, like, if you get to the end of this year and you got one more year on the deal for Micah, you could trade Micah for a ton of picks, dude. He's one of the three.
Right, but that wasn't the scenario we discussed.
Oh, my bad.
It's a
to not
pick 'em.
trade them before the season.
The scenario was you've got all three, you can only pay one, and the other two go away.
Does the go away include
For
trades?
nothing. No,
Or they
it goes
just
away
go
for nothing.
Well,
So
then
who's
you
the
gotta
priority?
pay- you got to pay the quarterback.
See, that sounds logical, but I don't know about that.
I mean,
You know what? My brain says quarterback. Thinking about who is the most generational talent, it probably goes Micah, CD, then Dak, as far as talent is based. My problem is due to his smaller stature, that it seems that Micah disappears the longer the season goes on these past couple of
He
years.
gets tired. Yeah.
And so if I'm going to rank them because of that, and because of how much I think one is talented over the other one, I think it goes CD, Dak, then Micah. But then you have to think about who's throwing the football, and then you got to circle back and put Dak up top. But that's the whole thought process instead of just saying quarterback Dak. It's hard to get a damn quarterback. It's really hard.
Mm-hmm. Just ask the Raiders.
Right.
Ask the Patriots.
And so if you
Panthers.
if you go through, and we've discussed this, Tim, and I know there's a lot of Dak Prescott haters out there. I understand. But if you go through and you look at your list of quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and really look and know that you have a bunch that are aging out. Yeah, Pat Mahomes. No one's going to be better than Pat Mahomes, and probably ever. We're probably seeing the greatest quarterback play that we've ever seen by anybody, and it's by him. But you go through everybody else that's in this league, and from proven to unproven, you start ranking them, and you start really trying to put Dak Prescott where he needs to go. You've got a top 5 quarterback.
That's what the rankings said. I actually had to write an article on it last week.
So
you can't let a top 5 quarterback go.
I will throw this at you, Colby. He's a top 5 quarterback in the regular season.
Yep.
When the postseason comes around, he's a bottom 5 quarterback.
Well, I'd rather have a bottom 5 quarterback in the playoffs than a bottom 5 quarterback in the regular season, because that means you're not even getting to the playoffs.
Okay. I mean, that's one way to look at it. I think either way, I've got Micah third on my list.
And
But
that's not hate everybody.
No.
It's just
priority.
now, if he proves this season that his motor can run the whole season, he's going to have a record-breaking season. Yeah, because Zim moves him around and doesn't just keep him on the edge. That could totally change my mind.
I think that's going to happen this year, too, by the way.
But I haven't seen it.
With Zim. I think they're going to save him a little bit early in the year, especially in games where you know you don't need him as much.
Right.
And rest him a little bit, because that's what happens, man. He goes so hard every single game, every single play. You know, by December, dude, he's toast.
Right.
And I get it. So, yeah, there you go. And we'll see. I'm not confident anybody gets signed before the beginning of the season.
If it gets to the end of the season, and Dak has a season like he did last year, 35 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 4,600 yards, and it's the end of the season, and it's an open market, is Dak in Dallas next year?
No.
Probably not.
And not unless they won the Super Bowl, because Jerry's not going to want him. That's the cat right there. That's the end. Dak's got to win the Super Bowl.
No, that's for McCarthy. I don't
think it's both.
I don't think we just discussed if he's going after Belichick, Dak's here next season. Or the season after.
Well, I agree. But
if we get to the end of the year, man, somebody's going to, the Raiders or the Giants or somebody's going to be like, hey, Dak, we'll pay you $70 million a year to play quarterback.
Well, it won't be the Giants. They got their guy. They just need a...
I keep seeing that on Hard Knocks, dude, but I'm like, there's no way you really believe that.
Colby takes a break.
So coming up next, we've got your good, bad, and ugly, and then my mystery shotgun, where we introduce Will into that little segment. and also how to tell who's ugly. That's all coming up on the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to GolfCentralMag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to GolfCentralMag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at GolfCentralMag.com. We'll see you there. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby Sapp and IndyCar Tim Show right here on FanStream Sports, live from the DSP Media Podcast Studios in sunny, dark, cloudy, whatever, North Dallas. I'm IndyCar Tim. That's Colby Sapp. That's Will Riggs.
Are you sure?
No, I really don't know what's happening right now.
Okay.
It is Monday, my dudes. I got some more sports talk coming up here in the second hour when we start that bit going about a professional football game, Colby and Will, that was played in a mall.
That's amazing.
Can't wait for this. You guys are going to shit bricks. It's going to be fun. But before we get to all of that other fun stuff, we have this fun stuff to get to as it's time for this.
That's right. It's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly, where I go through all the people that were born today, and I pick the people that are famous enough to make my list, and I offer them up to you guys, along with me, Tim, and Riggs. We're going to find out separately who we think is the good person, who we think is the bad person, and who we think is the ugly person. So we're going to start the day off with the one turning, I believe it's 38, but I'm not sure about my writing. Sean Lee's birthday's today.
He is indeed 38. The greatest cowboy that wasn't?
The General Lee? I mean, he was. He just, you can't play like he did and just not break down.
So you say he played?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, one of the nicest human beings I have ever talked to in my life. I'm not talking professional athletes. I'm talking...
And all human beings?
All human beings I've ever talked to. He is absolutely one of the nicest, man. Me and Big Red saw him at one of Sandler's swinging for a cause over at Top Golf one year. And dude, literally, so he saw me talking to Sandler and then talking to a couple of the other players. Walked up to me, introduced himself. And I'm like, yeah, I know who you are. And dude, literally for 15 minutes, just asked me about me.
That's amazing.
It showed the fakest interest ever, but it was beautiful. And then, of course, we discussed other things. But dude, for 30 minutes, he let me beat him down with Cowboys talk. And couldn't have been nicer.
Sean Lee. Underrated, by the way.
I agree.
Underrated.
I mean, he's no Dat Win.
Well, he's no Dexter Coakley.
No.
So, yeah, we're kidding. Keyshawn Johnson turns 52 years old today.
I met Keyshawn in a Waffle House in Forney, Texas one time. True story.
Overrated?
Not for his era, no.
Okay.
Greatest possession receiver of all time.
Shut up.
I am lying. Of his era, man.
I'm a better possession receiver than he is.
That's all he did was catch 11-yard passes and then fall down.
Tim Brown turns 58 years old today.
The speedster, man.
Dallasite. How old is he?
58.
Heisman Trophy.
Uh-huh.
Raiders, Notre Dame.
Yes.
Hated him, by the way. Because I hated Notre Dame and I hated the Raiders.
Well, you have problems.
I have anger issues.
He almost died on a toilet in that one movie. Danny Glover's 78 years old today.
Elvis.
Danny Glover's greatness, dude. Lethal Weapon.
Damn right.
Lethal Weapon, man.
All four of them.
All of them. Actually, my wife were on a Mel Gibson kick last week. Watched Mel Gibson movies like literally every day for a whole week.
I got laid in the movie theater when we went to watch Lethal Weapon 4.
So you didn't get to see a lot of it? No, you probably saw the whole thing.
All but about the first 7
No,
minutes.
she was on top of me, and I didn't get to see the screen much.
He's like, move your head. I'm watching the movie.
It's good times.
Systematically may have killed one of my favorite characters, but also brought about one of my favorite characters, and that is John Leguizamo, 64 years old today.
Man, John Leguizamo 60.
Underrated.
Me too. I think so, too.
You know what? About right rated, just because he was the Violator and the clown in the Spawn movie that was really not good.
All right.
Turning 63 years old today, Keith Sweat.
Who's that?
R&B singer.
Man, I think I can relate to Keith Sweat a lot in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Turning 29.
Is that Montez Sweat's dad?
Yes. Not confirmed, but I'm just going to say yes.
Let's go with that.
29 years old today. He's only 29, everybody. Not even 30 yet. Ezekiel Elliott.
Zeke. King Zeke.
That's right.
1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns.
Right there with you, bud.
What? Crazy.
I don't know how you can't see it.
1,100 yards?
That's on the low end.
Yeah.
Dude, he hasn't ran for 1,000 yards in like 3 or 4 years.
Well, he had a terrible offensive line on a terrible team last year. If he was here instead of Pollard last year, he'd have gotten 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns on that team.
Yep.
What do you smoke before the show?
You tell me what you're doing to not see that.
I'll take a lot of gabapentin.
There you go.
Just so you know.
I take a lot of Gavin Spittle, too.
Just fair. What'd you say?
What'd you say?
The hockey hawk.
Caw-caw.
Turning 69.
Yes.
He's the MCU's Joker, Willem Dafoe.
Underrated.
Man, he should have played the Joker at some point.
He should have, man.
But
Perfect.
His Goblin is the MCU's Joker. So
one of the creepiest dudes in real life, but in a nice way.
And I loved him in the name of the movie.
Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints, thank you.
Uh-huh.
I loved him in that too. He was great.
Damn right. Passed away in 2020. He always was able to act smarter than everybody else on his show because he had the answers. Alex Trebek.
We meet again, Trebek.
That's right.
Canadian.
Dude, he was always so smug. It used to make
Should
me
have been.
mad.
He was smart, dude.
Because he knew the answers because he had the answer cards.
I do like he always deadpan people and
'Cause
like
he
made
was
them feel
smart.
dumb as shit sometimes. You know, he's like, no, you're an idiot. That'll be $1,000 off your total.
Because he was smart and
Dumbass.
Canadian.
Are Canadians smarter than Americans?
Hells yes.
No.
Not even close.
No, they would probably move if they were
Smart enough to
smarter.
live in this dumbass country.
Turning 60 years old. David Spade.
Underrated.
Pretty damn funny.
Funny by himself or
Funny
funny,
all
with
the
other
time.
people?
He is funny all the
I
time.
think he's just funny. I really just think he's just like he's one of the guys that if you were to sit in a room and just said somebody had to talk and you just had to listen, he'd be one of the guys just do it. Just
It'd be
whatever.
him. Yeah, for sure.
Whatever.
I think one of his most underrated movies is a movie called Senseless with Marlon Wayans. It's absolutely hilarious.
If there's a Wayans brother in it, I probably never saw it.
Dude, this one's really funny. It's got him. It's got Rip Torn is in it, and David Spade.
You just brought him back in because it has Rip Torn in it.
I like Rip Torn.
Rip Torn's hilarious.
Dodgeball.
That's right.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Kobe's never seen it.
I've
He doesn't like comedies.
I've seen parts of it.
He doesn't like to be funny.
He doesn't like comedies.
I'm funny enough for myself. Thank you.
That's what David Spade said.
59 years old, and the creator, not the creator, but he was told to switch his finishing moves because the one he was using he couldn't use on big guys. Now using the sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels,
Wrestler.
HBK.
That Mr. WrestleMania, son.
I don't know what that means.
He does. He
He's just trying to be a dick.
Is that his real name?
Shawn
Shawn
Michaels.
Actually,
No,
his name is
Mr.
Michael.
WrestleMania. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know that.
Yeah, for a long time. But then, the Undertaker had his 21.
The streak.
And then the guy for the same for the Police started wrestling.
That's right. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Sting.
Nobody does.
Wasn't there a wrestler called Sting
Nobody
that
cared about WCW.
that painted his
No,
face like
the Crow
Kiss?
Sting. Everybody cared about the Crow Sting. I don't know what you're talking
Did
about.
I love the Sting before the Crow Sting, man?